Prepare for teleport!
Welcome to Warmonger. This is episode 9 of Warmonger, and we're doing the Space Wolves Legion 6 this week. On the line, I've got the meat-based monster himself, Randy. How are you?
Good, thanks, Timmy. How are you?
Good, good. People are loving the meat-based monster content. Like a bunch of people who listen to the show were like, "Yeah, I started following Randy. He's awesome." So I got some good feedback. Did you
I had some people follow me, some Warhammer dudes, but it's been good because
4 or 5 new listeners from us.
Yeah.
Or watchers,
good
followers. But yeah, no, good content, man. Like, yeah, always got something new up there. Now, Randy is a local Space Wolf player and has already. I think he started just before. Did you start just before the rules came out, or I think you started just before the rules? You're like, that's it. I'm doing Space Wolves, and then you've accumulated like a fuckload of points, right? Like, how much stuff have you?
Yeah,
got?
man. Oh man, points wise, I'd have to say there's at least 10k there, maybe about maybe 14k roughly. But
Holy shit.
I painted so far. I think I could probably put about 7k down, fully painted at the moment.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Wow. And that includes like Spartans, fucking Terminators. You've got like a giant amount of Terminators.
Yeah, I've got 30 painted Cataphracti, and I've got 10 Varangar painted, and then I've got another 10 Tartarus to build and paint.
Yeah.
So what's that? 50 Terminators, yeah.
50, yeah. Plus characters, I'm guessing, as well.
Yeah, I got the Space Wolf Praetor model. That's pretty much painted up, and then I've got a couple of other characters that those Primus Medicae ones are getting converted at the moment, and then I also got a couple of 40k Terminator characters to convert into like a Terminator Librarian and stuff like that, or the Wolf Priest characters.
Psychic Jarl or something? Oh, what were they called?
Yeah. Man, off the top of my head, give me a
Caster of Runes.
That's the one, Caster of Runes. Yeah, they're really cool.
There's so much Space Wolf shit. So something that we're gonna come across when we go through these rules is there's so much shit. Like Space Wolves probably got like the most shit, right? They got 3 consoles. I think there's 3 or 4 special units in the book, as well as
4 special units if you're not including the Loki and Reki or the Wolves or whatever they're called.
Yeah, they got 3 Rights of War instead of the usual 2. And they've also got a bunch of like equipment as well. So yeah, they really got like a good treatment, which is it's great because they're one of the like prestige legions, as they say. Yeah, and with lots of followers as well. Lots of people like Space Wolf crazy. So although having said that, I think you and is it Teddy maybe are the only Space Wolves players I can think of, you know.
Yeah, man. Also, what's his name? So as far as I've seen, like, I've only really seen me, Teddy, and then a mate of mine up in North Queensland, Matt Baker.
Oh, okay.
We're the only ones, and you know Sergio? Sergio, friends with Timmy McChain.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah. Sergio has Space Wolves as well. So, but like that's the only 4 people I literally know who have wolves.
Yeah. I know Michael's very keen on Space Wolves, and you've got him painting a few things for you, spraying up a few prestige models. Just using prestige a lot tonight. And I know Michael's been talking about Space Wolves as well for a while. Like he really wants to do like a I think it's like Dark Angels and Space Wolves combined Legion thing, or
that'd be
list.
awesome. Like having like an allied detachment type thing. Like
yeah. Because you used to be able to do Shattered Legion. Hopefully those rules come back because I think they were really good. Like you fucking almost never saw anyone use them, but it was like Alliance, but just way better because you could have up to 3 separate factions, or you just need to have a HQ. From each one, and then on top of that, I'm pretty sure you could have allies as well. So you could have Mechanicum as well. So you could like have like 3 different legions plus some Mechanicum or some Solar Ox or whatever. It's like the ultimate sort of like mix-up list, which reminds me. It sort of harkens back to that old like Crusade. Remember in 40k there was that Crusade list thing, because usually it had to be like, oh, this is my Ultramarines army, or this is my Space Wolves army.
Right.
But they had a special Crusade thing.
That's because when the other legions didn't have rules, eh?
Oh
And
no
you
no
could,
no
like-
no no! Like in 40k, remember like
Oh,
you could
yeah,
you
sorry,
could have
sorry,
like
yep,
you
yep.
could have like Black Templars and Blood Angels and Space Wolves or some shit in the same list or
Yeah.
something. You remember that?
That's
I'm,
right.
I'm pretty sure. But anyway, whatever. No point in thinking about the old days. The new days are here, and the Space Wolves have gotten fucking like some sick new rules. Now, quick notes about their background: smaller legion. Like in the first paragraph, I'm just glancing at it from table height, and I can see the word 75,000. So there we go, 75,000 warriors.
Yep.
But they were like part of the Trefoil, right? Which was the special purposes legions. Them, the Salamanders, and the Alpha Legion. Now the Space Wolves, the Trefoil thing. It's easy to say that they were just like, oh, the Legion is meant to kill other legions, which is probably, yes, they were meant to do that. But also, if you read their exemplary battles, I think they were deployed. They were also sort of like a direct hand to the Emperor as well. I think to some extent, like especially in the books, like Malcador's always like having meetings with Russ. They're always sitting around playing chess together and shit, and drinking fucking Negronis or whatever. And just like talking about fucking tactics and stuff, and just have like like having behind the scenes chats without the Emperor there and stuff. So I feel like there were way that seemed to be more closely maybe tied to the Emperor's household, maybe to an extent.
Yeah, hugely. Well, and then not just that, but like you can tell by just the fact that like whenever the Space Wolves were out doing stuff, they were always accompanied by the custodes as well. So you can always tell like whenever you're reading the books that Russ always had like Malcador's and the Emperor's ear close by. So
yeah. So very interesting legion. They sort of I don't know. In the novels, they've tried to lean away from the just Vikings and space thing. I think to some extent, there's a lot of nuance, and I think you can read a lot into. That's the biggest problem with like reviewing or just doing like a quick fluff review. Is there's so much shit told from so many angles, and all on top of that, you can read so much bullshit into it as well. So I'm in these episodes. I'm trying to give just like a bird's eye sort of view of what's going on. But in terms of fighting forces, definitely more aimed towards like close assault, getting up in people's shit. Characters were very or just like the whole like idea of the sort of warrior guy or the hero guy, I guess. Just going in and like fucking cutting off the enemy general's head and that sort of thing. Definitely like unleash their rage at close quarters, sort of in the fluff, and that's come across into the Legion, I think, quite well because I think they've got some of the best rules, maybe not like the best. Like some of them are like an easy mode, like Iron Warriors and Imperial Fists. Yeah, they're the easy mode legions. But
and Dark Angels too. Don't forget Dark Angels, man.
Yeah, to some extent. Yeah. Free
they're
rules.
Pretty strong too, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of special rules. There's a lot of the Dark Angels players are definitely like a bit sore from losing the insane complexity from last edition, I think, because you used to be able to mix all of those Hecatonistica things together and all that sort of shit. But there's still a lot there. Like I keep, even though Dark Angels was like the second Legion we did, and we're up to number 9 now, I just keep thinking back to the Stormwing and like just giant seas of dudes with like heroes in there, just fucking ripping bolt guns into people and fucking them up. I do keep thinking about that, and yeah, maybe so I'll do some allied Dark Angels at some point. But yeah, definitely Dark Angels, one of the sleeper legions. I think White Scars, fucking amazing rules. But I think there's legions that you really need to think about it, and like you can make some really fucking harsh shit, which I think Space Wolves and Raven Guard I think are in there as well. Raven Guard definitely like have some of the best units in the game. Space Wolves, like they have a really like wide range of stuff, and I think they're just their basic troops units, which they've got their 2 special troops units. I think that because they're just so much better than TAC Marines, I think it's one of the legions where you can make like a straight up like super like really veteran tight knit fucking tactics army. I think.
Yeah, they're definitely centered around an elite fighting force. Definitely.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, let's get into the rules. So the way we're going to go through is we're going to do the Legion rule, then we're going to talk about the Warlord traits, then we'll jump across to extra equipment, go through the special units. Now there's 4 special units in this book. There's 1 exemplary battle unit, and then there's also the worst, most useless, pointless fucking pile of shit in the game, which is the Space Wolves little dog pack thing, which is over in the... What's that book called? It's in the
Legacies.
Legacies of Battle.
Legacy. Sorry.
Yeah,
yes,
Legacy. Yeah. Unfortunately, like I think those wolves, a terrible unit. But yeah, we'll look into that a bit more. Okay, so their special rule. So now the special rule is extremely good. It means basically anything with the infantry unit type and the Space Wolf special rule that chooses to run can still make a shooting attack in the shooting phase and declare a charge in the assault phase, but any shooting attacks are made only as snapshots if you've run. However, no limitation on the charge. It is not a disordered charge. Units that can't run, such as Cataphractii Terminators, or models that don't have the vehicle or infantry unit type, instead gain +1 weapon skill on any turn in which they successfully charge, even if that charge is considered disordered. So that's fucking huge, right?
So huge. It's been that from the few games that I've had, that +1 weapon skill has been out of control.
Yeah, it's so good. Like, one of the biggest changes in this game is the change to the weapon skill. It totally fucking changes around the way that it works. Weapon skill 5 is way better than weapon skill 4. If you're a weapon skill 4 unit, do not get charged by a weapon skill 5 unit. They will fucking annihilate you. They have extra attack and they're hitting on 3. It's basically +1 to hit and +1 attack when they charge.
Dude.
And even what was it? Even if it's a disordered charge. So even if it's a disordered charge, like if you do a hold, what's it called? Hold fast, man.
Hold steady or hold fast.
Hold steady,
you're still copping that +1 weapon.
Yeah,
skill.
getting that.
It's been niche. It's been pretty linchpin like. And then as an example, quickly, the Arangar, for instance, weapon skill 5 on the base. On the charge, their weapon skill 6. They're fighting with traitor level weapon skill, like, and people are needing 6s to hit you. Basic bitches are needing 6s to get you. So it really carves up in game.
Yeah, and weapon skill 6, as I found, against weapon skill 3. Weapon skill 3 is only hitting you on 6s and you're hitting on 2s against them. So, if you come across a unit of Castellax, for example, or any kind of... most of the Mechanicum units, like Thalax, Skillax... fucking Thralls are only weapon skill 2, so they're definitely fucked. But, anything weapon skill 3, if those Varangard get in there, boy, they're gonna have a bad day, as Michael likes to say. That also includes veterans, right? Veterans are weapon skill 5 base, so a veteran squad of veteran Space Wolves just charging, boom, fucking...
No, veterans are infantry, so
they're not... Yeah, they can run. So
they don't get the... Yeah, correct.
Oh, but they can... That also means they can run and charge, so yeah, pretty good. Now you... And models with the vehicle type and the special rule that make ram attacks increase the strength of any hits up to a maximum of 10. So yeah, nice little ramming rule there. Even World Eaters don't get a ramming, like, of any vehicle rules at all, whereas Space Wolves also drive their vehicles harder into people. So fucking extra.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it's what you saying. World Eaters don't have that?
Yeah, no. All World Eaters have is +1 attack on the charge.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah. No, that +1 strength ram's pretty good, especially for me because I run Pride of the Legion. I've got like Land Raiders and Spartans, so whenever they're empty and the Terminators are out doing their work at the moment, I just go around running shit over and shooting it with las cannons.
Yeah, pretty good. So yeah, a lot of like just really good rules like baked into the basic rule. And it's called Bestial Savagery as well, so it's like one of the best awesomely named ones as well out of all of them. So there you go, straight from the get-go, extremely good. Think about like all the just on a 20-man attack unit being able to move, run, shoot at snapshots, and then charge with so if they've got pistols or something like that. Spoiler alert, the 2 special Space Wolves troops units both have Relentless, meaning that you can move rapid fire bolt guns or whatever, and or fire heavy weapons, and then assault as well. So
it's insanity.
And you don't even get a disordered charge, which is the disordered charge is like the big keyword. Like it's the thing that Sons of Horus. Like think about Sons of Horus, right? They have to do a successful charge or be successfully charged. So much shit can go wrong there. You know, like someone could do a split charge against you and go, oh, I'll send one go over here. So now I'm disordered. So now you don't get your special rule somehow. That's super situational. Space Wolf's just getting it like straight up. So essentially, like it's setting like the scene. If you're playing against a Space Wolf's army, just think about your positioning. Because do you want to fight them? Like getting lots of extra rules, and then also they're not moving like the same speed as just normal shit. They can
11 inches. Yeah, they're moving 11 inches before they even get to charge. So.
So good. Well, and then consider also like before we even get to the Space Wolves warlord traits, there is that warlord trait in the rulebook that allows you to run at the highest initiative +1 in your squad. So easy to get like +6. So it'll be a 13-inch move and then assault.
That'd be insane. You stack that with like a Speaker of the Dead and a Praetor.
Yeah.
And the Praetor's like what, initiative 5, initiative?
Yeah, initiative 5. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're moving at like what initiative?
Plus,
so you got 6 plus 7, 13 inches. Yeah. Wow.
So crazy.
Didn't even think of that.
So yeah, pretty good. They've also the rest of the Legion. Space Wolves special rules are basically just the 3 rules that say you can take a warlord trait and the special equipment and stuff. On the next page, there's more stuff. So let's jump over to. Oh, is there anything else to talk about that special rule? It's pretty huge. It gives every level of your army something, basically, right? Like, does it give dreadnoughts anything? It doesn't give dreadnoughts anything, right?
Well, they get the +1 weapon skill, wouldn't they?
I think no, because a dreadnought can run, but then it's not infantry.
Oh yeah, they can run, so they can move, run, they can move, shoot, run, and charge. They get the rule.
Are you sure? Because it says they have to be entirely up models with. No. They're a special thing called a dreadnought. They're like a dreadnought unit type.
Okay, I'll have to have a look.
Yeah, I don't think it doesn't look like it. So it says
cannot run.
Yeah, entirely made up of infantry. Gain the.
Nah, it doesn't look like they can do anything with it.
Yeah. Oh well, fuck. Don't even need it.
Yeah, they don't. No, definitely not.
No, yeah, dreadnoughts don't need it, and Space Wolves dreadnoughts don't even need it because the rest of you,
especially dress, they definitely don't need it.
Almost don't even need dreadnoughts. You've got so much like really good infantry, and especially these veteran termies.
Oh man, my Terminators just carve up dreadnoughts. I haven't had a single issue with a dreadnought yet.
Yeah, a lot of the time, I think I put 2 dreadnoughts in just to counter other dreadnoughts and vehicles, but mainly just dreadnoughts. Just to stiffen my line from like outflanking dreads or just dreads running up in my shit or whatever. But most of the time, if you've got a way of handling dreads like Space Wolves definitely do with those Varagear and just basic termies, Thunderhammers, you almost don't even need your own dreads. Like you've just got like these. Think of it
this way. This is a sample, but think of this, man. So 10-man squad, Cataphracti, +1 weapon skill on the charge, twin lightning claws. Crazy. So you got so your weapon skill 5 if you're not using the Varangar ones. Your weapon skill 5, so you're hitting most shit on 3s.
Yeah.
And then you've got shred as well, and with shred you've got rending.
Yeah.
So you've got shred and rending, and so far one of my MVPs of nearly every single game is just lightning claw Cataphracti. They are winning battles for me, including dreadnoughts. Yep.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
I pulled apart like a whole like 10-man squad of Thalax with like 2 characters in it, like toughness 5, 3 wounds each, and I killed them all in 1 round of combat.
Whoa.
Yep. Charging them weapon skill 5, their weapon skill 3, just carved them to pieces.
Yeah, all you're getting is 6+ feel no pain or something against that.
Yeah, 6+ feel no pain. And then like on dreadnoughts, because you're getting the shred, you're getting the rending as well, so they're taking invols. And if you're so as an example, you're a Cataphracti Terminator, you got 2 attack space, and you got +2 for the lightning claws. then you got plus another 1 for the charge.
Yeah.
The champion has 3 attacks.
Yeah.
So you've got essentially got like
6 attacks on that.
You got 6 attacks and then 5 attacks on everything else.
Yeah.
You got 10 Terminators. You got 50. You got 57 attacks or whatever it is. 57 attacks hitting on 3s or hitting on 4s. Yeah, 3s mostly because they're weapon skill 5 on the charge. And then you're getting shred. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Even a Dreadnought won't survive that.
Yeah.
Even
yeah.
a
It's so
Contemptor.
fucking
Maybe a Siege, but not a Contemptor.
Yeah, it's amazingly fucking savage. I've got 2 squads of 10 Termies, and one of them has just a sergeant with 2 lightning claws, and he's got Cyber Familiar, so he's a 3+ invuln. But he's got 6 attacks on the charge, and just like on his own over 2 rounds of combat, he killed it. Just cut it fucking Dreadnought's heart out on his own, and then I did. It was some lucky rolls there, a bunch of 6s, obviously. And a bunch of failed 5+. But the other unit I've got like just 3 just lightning claw guys, and yeah, they always just like devastate. Like you charge into a unit, say some unit of dudes that would normally just like punish you with like power swords at initiative, so they're gonna rend a bunch of your guys. You just going at the same time, just hacking into them with those lightning claws, and just like wiping out a bunch of like if you run up against like guys with thunder hammers or anything, or power fists and stuff like that. You can get in there, just like gut the unit before they can even strike with their shit.
An initiative,
and
insanely
weapons skill
OP.
5,
Lightning claws
really good.
In 2.0, lightning claws are king.
Yeah, I think they're really good.
They really are.
Them and Thunderhammers, both I think the premium close combat weapons.
Well, I put Thunderhammers on my Varangar, so they're my dreadnought killing thing as well. But they can, they're like, I'll send them straight into like Leviathans and shit like that.
Yeah. So their weapons skill 6. They're hitting it on 3s, and then the dread's only hitting you on 5s. Holy fuck!
Exactly, man.
And the dread, like Contempt has like 3 attacks if you charge it. Like how it's gonna
like
hit
4-up invul as well. So you got the 4-up invul.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I give and because they're Lord's Bane as well, because they're Lord's Bane, you can challenge people out too. So like that's what I did to Robbie and Leadham on the weekend. I just challenged. I actually killed his word bearer's Praetor with one of my standard Thunderhammer Varangar because I just challenged him out.
Yeah.
Ended up beating him with rolls, and then the whole time while my sergeant and my Praetor were just carving through his Galvor back.
Yeah.
Really
the changes they made to challenges I think are really good. The only thing I don't like is that like if one guy is left fighting, they inevitably just get like piled in on. But that's kind of like a downer because like you fight their champion, and then like your unit gets wiped out, and then the combat, and then you survive, and then you manage to somehow like fucking not run away, and then you stay around for another round, but then everyone just pounds you. Like it's fucking unfair. Like I'd love it if it was more like if they made it all the way like fantasy, where you just couldn't interfere in a challenge at all.
That's what I reckon too.
Maybe we need to make some house rules, like honor rules, where it's only honorable legions have to do it. So turd bearers and night lords, fuckheads like that, don't have to do it. But if you consider your legion honorable, you have to do fantasy style challenge. Maybe.
Problem is like everyone like you look at traitors. Technically, none of them are honorable, are they?
No. Oh, maybe Space Wolves. I think Space Wolves would. Like, sorry. Not different kind of wolves. The Lunar Wolves. Sons of Horus. Yeah. I feel like Sons of Horus would probably, and maybe maybe even Death Guard. Like I can see them being like, they're not all the way autistically like fucking. That's like Iron Warriors would just be like they're just way too like, no, just like too. They would all just blunder in and not give a fuck. I can't imagine. It's not that they don't have honor; it's just that they're too autistic to have honor. Yeah,
it's like same as like World Eaters. They wouldn't be able to control themselves even if they wanted to.
Yeah. And I'm using, by the way, when I say autistic there, I'm using it in the good way, not the bad way, not the nerd gamer way, in the good way, which is focused. Which is what we say, that's how we talked in the 90s. Anyway, so, let's continue on with the rules. So, let's do the warlord traits next. So they've got 3 different warlord traits. Number 1 is Howl of the Morkai. Essentially, like you can choose once per game. You can choose a turn, and for that whole turn, all Space Wolves get +1 strength if the unit they're part of has successfully charged an enemy unit. You also get a extra movement phase reaction. But yeah, so for 1 turn, you basically it's like calling the Warg essentially from the old rules, old Space Orc rules. You just do them. Do you have to actually do they actually have to perform a howl? Does it say if you have to perform a howl in real life as well at the table?
No, it doesn't. Look,
you
doesn't.
should have to howl there, right?
Either.
You wouldn't?
Nah, I don't think I would.
Oh, come on, Randy. Tell people to do it.
I'm not the kind of guy. I'd probably like snarl. I'd probably snarl at someone. Like,
oh,
howl at the moon type shit. I don't know. I find people who do that stuff kind of weird.
It's my opinion that if someone wants to play Howl the Mordecai against you, they should have to howl. But anyway, no, actually, fuck. I'm setting myself up now. Now fuckheads are gonna be howling at me in public.
I'm gonna start howling at you. I'm not gonna howl at anyone else except for you.
Only once per turn. Only once per game though. So
if the beer's doing it, I would.
Yeah. See, you'll be howling, dude. Okay, so you just don't think it's a good idea right now because you're not drunk. But
true.
Once you are drunk, it's definitely the best idea. So it depends on when people are listening to this. All right,
couple of sugar-free hot chocolates. Yeah, all right, crack on.
So do you use that? Because it would seem to me that Lightning Claws at +1 strength, +1 to hit would be pretty good, right? +1.
I've used it. I've used it. Yeah.
Yeah. What happened?
It's okay. So problem with it is it's for 1 turn. It's on the charge, successfully charged, and to use it effectively, you really need to plan to use it. It has to be something you plan to do. Now, if you're planning to use it and setting it up, it's pretty easy. If they know you're running that, it's kind of easy to shut it down in a way because they can just engage you when on their terms, really. It's not so bad for me. Look, it works for me because I've been playing Pride of the Legion, so I've got all Terminators, and they're all in Land Raiders and a Spartan, right? Now, because everything in mine's in transports, I can maneuver them where I want them to go, and then I know, all right, next turn I'm charging out of all of them. I'm going to use the howl. But if you're going to use it, say, in another Rite of War, it's going to be like, say, Bloody Claw or something like that. It's going to be a bit harder to time it. It's good, but it's
situational. Yeah. So
it's very situational. You've got to time it. If you don't time it, it's not worth having.
So with those vehicles and the right units, you can basically do a 6-inch move, get out within 7, run another 6, and then charge. So you've got what Randy's saying there is that it's easier to coordinate a charge because you have such big movements. You can react from further away. Like you can suddenly just draw all you guys in and then make the biggest use because it's only 1 turn, but it's all units on the table. So I don't know. I feel like a really big like blob army with a bunch of dreads and a bunch of foot troops. It'd be really good.
Yeah.
The +1 strength with shred on even just on chain swords, on power swords. It's all really good. I mean, it's only so it'd make like power fists and thunder hammers and soft strength 9, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah,
against Sons of Horus,
it does work. But I think this one's really centered around Bloody Claw. I think to me because with Bloody Claw you can outflank 3 squads, and on the turn they come in. So this is just going into the Rite of War, but giving you some understanding as to why it works so well with that. So obviously now when they come on, they all come on, right? So your outflanks all come on together, right? Now on the turn that they come on, you get Fleet and Furious Charge, right? You also get Stubborn as well, and you ignore modifiers to leadership, and you get Fearless Special Rule for when you come on, right? So I think what it is you howl the Morkai on the turn that your outflankers arrive, and then when they arrive, so they arrive 6 inches off the board edge, then they run their initiative, then they charge, they get +1 strength, Fleet, Furious Charge, and Fearless, all at the same time.
Yeah,
now, if you do that, so to put that in perspective, right? If you do that, and let's say you're running, for instance, Grey Slayers, right? Or we'll go Grey Stalkers, right?
Yeah.
You've got, because you can take squads of 20.
Yeah.
So you've got 20 infantry, their line, They've also got skirmish as well, so they've got a 3-inch squad coherency.
Yeah.
They got, so they come on. Their
Plus
movement
one
7,
cover
so
in
yeah.
ruins and shit as well. Yeah. Oh, so
Yeah.
4+ in ruins. Yeah.
Yeah. So they come in. You've got power fists. You got a couple of power fists, couple of lightning claws. You come in off the board edge. And you've got 7 inches. You run. You charge. You +1 strength. It's really insane. And and basically it's 3. Like you'd run it. So I'd do it. I'd go 3. I'd go like 2 stalker packs and a slayer pack, and I'd have them all outflanking in on the same turn, and I'd howl the Morkai, and they'd all go to strength 5. With obviously, if you're running chainswords, they're strength 5 with shred, and you've also got fearless, fleet, raid, furious charge, and then if you fail the charge anyway, they're going to charge you next turn, right? They're going to charge you in their turn, and you've howled the Morkai, so you're +1 strength. Now, just have a quick look. So, okay, blah blah blah. Okay, so it has to be a successful charge. I was going to say it might carry over, but even if you charge them, next turn they're going to attack you.
Yeah.
Would that work? You get just +1 strength on the charge? Would it last through the reaction as well?
It just says for the duration of the player turn only.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
So you wouldn't get a fear reaction charge, but yeah, that would be fucking awesome.
So you imagine like 60 outflanking infantry, right?
Yeah.
With +1 strength, furious charge, moving 13 inches, like from the flank.
Yeah.
With shred on their weapons and furious charge.
Yeah.
Like that's just fucking crazy, man.
That's so hard to stop. And don't forget they're rapid firing snapshots as well, so they're gonna get a few like wounds and things in as well there. So.
Oh, dude, they're fleet too as well, so they're getting the extra movement on the run too. So they're actually running at initiative 6, but if you add in a Praetor as well. Oh no, you don't get the bonus.
Yeah,
from the
it's
Praetor
model. It's model by model.
to.
Yeah. He would run a bit. He'd have to stay in coherency, but yeah, you could adjust.
Wait, how does fleet work in the new rules?
It's just +2 on charges and runs. I'm pretty sure.
So yeah, okay. In perspective, so you move. So you come in. You move 7, right?
Yep.
And you get +2. So in the initiative. So you got initiative 4. So you go move 7, run 6, and then charge 2d6 +2. And you've got Furious Charge. Does Furious Charge give you +1 strength on the charge, or is that Rage?
+1 strength and charge, yeah. Rage gives you 2 attacks. Or
okay,
rage
so
X.
you got Furious Charge 1, and that's going to stack with the hell of the Morkai. So you're going to be strength 6.
Oh, dude, it's also, plus, so if you have Fleet 2, it's +2 to run moves, +2 to all distances moved as part of the reaction, and +2 modifier on a charge move. So you would get like if you did your special charge, you would get an extra 2 inches on that as well.
Yeah, well that's what you do when you get that on the turn that you outflank. So you're outflanking, right? You're coming on, you're moving 7 inches, then you're gonna run 6 inches because that's your run initiative 4 +2, right? And then you're gonna charge 2d6 +2. So let's say you get an average of 6. So you're probably going to be getting, so say +8 for average sake. So you've got a 21-inch threat range on average. And that's after you outflank. And you've got Furious Charge. So you're hitting at strength 6. Power Fist are hitting at strength 10.
Yeah, there's nowhere to hide from that. Like, you can't, like, if it's long edge deployment, you just put it in the middle of their deployment. And then you just storm onto their shit. And they have to try and run away first turn. Or if it's like any of the others, you just come in from the side and just smash into shit. Like, and you get to place your outflank token before. Are they outflanking? They're outflanking, right? Yeah. So
outflanking.
So outflank now is just any edge as well. It's anywhere on any edge. Like it's just a point. So yeah. That's fucking out of control. That's fucking actually insane. But we haven't seen any of that. It would be interesting to see because I mean they can only kill 1 unit each. So if you have a bunch of units or you manage to cuckold them in some way by surrounding their staff or surrounding their point or whatever and choke them up somehow, could be interesting. But,
no, sorry. No, it's Pale Hunters, sorry, that gets that ruled up.
The Pale Hunters do?
And it's, okay, here we go. Okay, all models in the Grey Stalker pack. Yep, they gain hit and run. When making hit and run, they move a number of inches up to the distance rolled, at least 1 inch. On the turn in which the unit from the detachment enters play of a flanking assault, all models in that unit, they still gain Fleet 2, but they gain Rage 2.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's Rage 2, not Furious Charge.
This is +1.
But
Okay. So it's +1
so it's
strength,
they're
+1
still getting
attack.
fleet
Yeah.
though, so they're still getting the movement, and it's
Yeah.
3 units, and yeah, they get outflank.
So good. All right.
Crazy.
Okay. Well, that's how the Morkai. There you go. +1 strength and charge. Now, reason we went through that scenario is because that is like a perfect hammer and Morkai. Because those guys all coming on, they're gonna get to charge some shit. You know, like there's just nowhere to hide, so they will get in there. So you almost guaranteed to get your maximum bonus out of your howls. All right. Okay. Next warlord trait is Hunger of the Void. Now this one is you gain an additional wound at the end of any assault phase in which you inflict at least one unsaved wound on an enemy model. You can't raise their wounds above their starting value. However, if they were at their starting value for the next turn, they get +1 attack and strength until the end of their next turn. You also get another reaction in the assault phase. So that seems pretty good, getting +1 attack and strength. Like it's easy to hide in a unit for the first few turns of the game, right? And then if you do actually get wounded, then you can start like fucking healing.
I don't like it personally because of Seeker squads and Sniper squads and stuff like that.
Just shooting his head off.
Yep, taking out characters. Yep.
Yeah.
Also, it's a one-trick pony. So you think of any combat that's to do with like a Praetor versus a Praetor. People are rocking Paragon Blades. People are rocking special characters with special rules.
Yep.
There's too much stuff that takes a character from full wounds to 0 wounds in one round of combat to make that worth it.
Yeah, less than instant death. Yeah.
That's in my opinion. Like I've done some numbers on it, and if you're getting a charge off against, say, like an Emperor's Children guy, he's going first, you're dead. Like, it's statistically you're gonna die. Even like, so it has to be after you've won the combat. At the end of the assault phase, it has to happen at the end of the assault phase. So that's after the combat. Personally, I would like it if Hunger of the Void gave you +1 attack and +1 strength on the charge, and if you take wounds during that combat, when it I think it should be, and if you take wounds during a combat that you made a charge, then you heal. I think that would make it better, because then the +1 attacks and strength would be getting triggered before the combat rather than afterward.
You definitely need to build it up, and you're right. There's lots of ways. Like I've been using Seekers, and just 7 Seekers, I was able to like take 2 wounds off Robbie's general in like one just burst of fire. If I had the full 10, I reckon I probably would have killed him. Easy to like kill and then you lose that warlord trait as well. But
very situational.
That's what,
losing that warlord trait, that's having the extra reaction in the assault phase for Space Wolves is really good. But if you're not utilizing it because you guys dead, the other thing is like your Space Wolves characters, because they're just such like insane close combat dudes. Because think about, like, they're getting those Space Wolves, like they're getting the special rules if they're going up to weapon skill 7 on the charge if they're in Cataphracti. Yeah, correct.
So things like that. So you really do need to employ them to get the most points out of them. If you're a legion that's not necessarily going into combat, they're like Warlord and some. Hell, the Morkai is good because you just do it on your turn, you charge in, and then just like, oh well, he died, forget about it. Like, I've already done my thing and gotten the most use out of it. So. Next one up is Crownbreaker. Warlord on all models in any unit he's joined gain preferred enemy independent character special rule. And those models also gain 5+ feel no pain while locked in combat with one or more enemy models with the independent character special rule. Holy shit. In addition, you gain an extra movement phase reaction. Man, that's really good, right? Crownbreaker?
Yeah.
Is that what you take?
Yep.
What do you take? Crownbreaker?
Yep. So,
personally,
I think Crownbreaker is great in the sense of when you're playing... So, for instance, you're going to play a sort of meta game, right? You're going to be running... Let's say you're running 10 Barangar and a Praetor and a Spartan. That is what that's for.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be having that squad is going to be out there looking for its opposition. It's looking for a Praetor and Galvor back. It's looking for a Imperial Fist Praetor with some shield terminators. You're looking for fire drakes with a praetor. So when you're going out there, you're going up against the other. So you've got your elite infantry with your warlord, who's obviously your beat stick, and your Spartan. You're out there hunting their characters, so you're looking for their praetor. You go looking for them, and you're getting preferred enemy and feel no pain against them. On top of the special rules that you already get with your Varngar and your Space Wolf special rule as well. On top of that, so whether it be your +1 weapon skill on a Cataphracti Praetor, putting them to 7, so you're hitting them, right? So you're hitting them on 3s, they're hitting you on 5s because your weapon skill is going to be 1 up, unless it's like, I don't know, like let's say, I think Imperial Fist might have a bonus to weapon skill or something like that. But essentially, you're going to be hitting them easier. You got preferred enemy. You've also got feel no pain, plus all the other bonuses of your elite squad. I think that one, if you're running a Death Star type situation, is the go-to over the Howler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And preferred enemy, just FYI for people listening at home. Plus, you reroll 1s to hit and to wound against your preferred enemy, and it's for shooting and close combat attacks. So if you've got a few plasma guns in that unit, or plasma blasters or whatever on some Terminators, rip some shots in there. You're rerolling 1s.
Combi melters.
Not melding
Combi
down.
melters.
Yep, combi melters, reroll. Because there's nothing worse than firing off like 5 combi melters, and then you roll like 2 or 3 1s. Oh my god, people do it all the time. They do it against me, like all the time, and I'm like, yes, thank fuck. And if you don't want to feel bad and have somebody going, yes, thank fuck, you just go, reroll 1s because you got your stupid general in the unit, and then someone like me is like, fuck no, and then and then they just evaporate your shit. So, preferred enemy extremely strong. Man, you could put him in. You could put just a whatever fucking comms sergeant, what's it called? Comms relay guy. Master of Signals? Yeah, Master of Signals.
Yeah, Master of Signal, yeah.
You could just give that to him and have him in a unit of Seekers or whatever long-ranged unit, because they're getting preferred enemy against any independent characters. You could just sit in a unit of las cannons and you're rerolling 1s to hit into wound, and then, you just sit there and just rip those shots into people. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, and then
it is really good.
Like, so many good.
That is good. That is good. But I think having it in the Death Star situation.
Oh yeah, totally, yeah. But there is more nuance in that. Because it's outranged as well. It opens up some more avenues as well. You might have like a sneaky fucking. You might have like a Space Wolves recon fucking army, right? With like a Pathfinder and Vigilator or some shit. You know, the sneaky dudes. That sneak around, like,
I've got a Pathfinder squad. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, so I did some Mark 6 dudes, painted them black. Gave them Nemesis bolters. It would work well with them too.
Yeah, Space Wolf Seekers with Scorpius rounds.
I reckon the crazy one is putting it with Varangar that are in Cataphracti, and you've got weapon skill 5. You give them Frost Claws, right? Mm-hmm. So they've got Frost Claws plus their combi weapons. Now, Frost Claws give you the Reaping Blow, so you get +1 attack anyway. So you're getting all the same attacks as if you're wearing 2 Lightning Claws, right? You're re-rolling to hit. You've also got Shred. Your weapon skill 6 on the charge, and then on top of that, you've got Feel No Pain as well. So you've got that's crazy, man. That is hectic. And like you look at a Thane, he's got 3 attacks. Oh man, that's hectic.
Yeah. All right,
and they've got Hammer of Wrath.
And Hammer of Wrath. Yeah. Fuck. All right. Next up's extra equipment. We're just going to jump past the rights because we do the rights at the end. So extra equipment. First of all is a Fenrisian axe. Any model can change the chainsword for a Fenrisian axe. It's just like a non-powered axe. It's +1 strength, AP nothing, melee, reaping blow 1. So if you're in base to base with more than one model, you get an extra attack. So it's pretty cool. I mean, it's 2 points to exchange a chainsword, so it would make. Well, a chainsword I think is like 5 points, so it makes it a 7-point upgrade. But that +1 strength seems pretty good. I mean, anything that's not AP3, who gives a shit, right? So, and losing the AP, who cares? But yeah, getting that Reaping Blow seems pretty good. I don't know. Chainswords are also good though because they have shred. So yeah, it's
okay.
What do you do? Do you have any of these?
Okay, Fenrisian axes to me are a combo where you want to be running the 20-man squad, right? You want to be running a 20-man squad of your stalkers, right? No, slayers. You want to roll a slayer squad. when you do this is what you do. So you got 20 of them. You do your Howl the Morkai. You bring your 3 squads of 20 of them. You Grey Slayer pack, have Fenrisian Axes standard, right? So you're not paying the tax for them. They're +1 strength. So on the turn they're charging in, you now have strength 6, 20 strength 6 infantry coming at you in combat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So winning on
strength
2
6 because you got Howl the Morkai coupled with that. Now that also means that's crazy. That's you got Howl. So yeah, strength 6. You got a 20-man squad with what? You got 2 attacks plus the bolt pistol, 3 attacks on the charge. You get an insane amount of strength.
Guys
6.
in the front rank are going to get an extra attack as well, so it's going to be a few extra thrown in there. Basically, every round as well, you're going to keep getting those attacks as well. So
that's correct. So you're going to get the reaping blow. So you're going to be throwing so many strength 6 attacks out. It's not funny.
Yeah.
That's again. You got a couple with Howl and Morkai. If I wasn't going to run Howl and Morkai, I wouldn't run the Fenrisian Axes. I would stick with the Shred. That's me personally, because the strength 6 is good. Because you're looking at toughness 3 stuff now, so Solar Auxilia, and then some of your weaker Mechanicum stuff. You know, say, what about this one? You do some rag grenade tricks.
Yeah.
You know, you do some rag grenade tricks, get their toughness down to 3. All of a sudden, you're wounding them on 2s.
Yeah, and well, I mean, the strength 6, like, if you do get that strength 6 and some red grenade shenanigans, then you're going to be instant killing them and cancelling their feel no pain if they have that.
Correct.
So yeah, it's fucking pretty brutal. Just another way to like equip these units that we're going to talk about soon with a savage weapon. All right, next thing is the Frostblade. So independent characters can basically swap these. They're very cheap. It's like 5 points or 10 points for the Great Frostblade. So essentially these are like a frost version of a power weapon. So the frost sword is it's a +1 strength AP3 specialist weapon, reaping blow 1. So interesting. Doesn't have rending like a power sword, but does have that reaping blow. Interesting. Frost axe is +1 strength AP2 melee specialist weapon, unwieldy reaping blow. Okay. The Frost Claw, strength as user, AP3, melee, specialist weapon, shred, reaping blow. Wow, okay. And then the Graced Frost Axe is +2 strength, AP2, melee, reaping blow 1, two-handed. They don't seem really, I don't know, I feel like Power Sword might be better just because of the rending. What do you reckon about these guys?
Alright, Frost Sword and Frost Axes for me, meh. I wouldn't take them.
Yeah.
The Frost Claw, however, I like, because with the Frost Claw, you're attacking with a pair of lightning claws, but you also have the ability to take another weapon, you can take
you can take a power fist or whatever.
Yeah. So if you're taking another lightning claw, you're getting like the extra attack on top of that. Right, and obviously re-rolling to wound. The Great Frostblade, I love it. It's a +2 strength AP2 weapon, and you get +1 attack, and it's at initiative.
Yeah. No fucking unwieldy is huge. That's fucking insane.
There's no unwieldy on the weapons. So I run this on my champions or sergeants in my Varangar squads, and in a challenge, having +2 strength AP2, right? Now this is another thing too. If you're running Howl the Morkai, you're now strength 7. You're fucking shit up. So strength 7 AP2 with an extra attack on the charge is very, very strong.
Yeah. Well, even if you're not taking frost, or if some of these weapons are a bit underpowered, like I feel like they are. Like the maths probably will prove me wrong. I like the rending on a power sword. I think that's one of the biggest changes in the new game. Like just being able to get that lucky stab in on a Terminator guy or something. Yeah. I think
you roll enough dice, you roll enough 6s, but I don't know. Like the reaping blow is good. Look, I would have liked to have seen the frost blades be able to go on sergeants. I think that would have been good.
Yeah, I mean, some units can take them on sergeants, right? Like, But just, but not being able to.
Units can.
Yeah, you can't just put one of these on a like a tactical sergeant, unfortunately, which is kind of that's kind of shitty. But the other thing is, they're a great modeling opportunity. So boom, if you fucking want to have a frosty sword, get yourself a frosty sword. They might not be as great. Sounds like the frosty axe is really good, and and the frosty axe looks fucking sick as well. And there's a whole ton of ones for like 40k ones you can use. To like pimp out your dudes with like a huge mega axe. Do
you know what I actually like as well, Tim? So it doesn't state what it is. So when you model your Great Frost Blade, you can do any kind of a blade. So you could do a massive like double-handed axe, you could do like a massive halberd or something if you wanted to. It's a great blade, frosty. It's two-handed.
Yeah, you're
Could be a two-handed sword, two-handed axe, two-handed anything, polearm.
Yeah, that's hot. Yeah,
like
you're right. Yeah,
it's
just his blade. Yeah, it's like Paragon Blade, like it's the Fenrisian version of Paragon Blade, I guess. Okay, so interesting weapons, good modeling opportunities there, and also just fucking make your guys more space wolfy if you want. You don't have to though. You don't have to. Okay, so next up is the Ether Rune Armor. Any model that's an independent character can take this for 25 points. Gives you a 2+ armor save. Increases your wounds by +1. And gives you the Adamantium Will 4+ special rule as well. So it doesn't give you an invulnerable save. It's not Terminator armor. But if you're giving it to a character, they'll still have their refractor field. Or if they're a Praetor, they'll still have their Iron Halo. Iron Halo, yeah. So do you equip them with this? That seems pretty good for Adamantium Will and
oh man, 25 points, dude. If I'm not running Pride of the Legion and I'm running a Jarl and 2 Speakers of the Dead, they all wear that armor if I can afford it. +1 wound, yeah man, +1 wound, 4+ Adamantium Will on a 2+ armor save and a 4+ invul. That is insane. That really is good.
Yeah.
An extra wound for 25 points. Is really, really good. I think, short of coming up against Brutal, it's brilliant. You'll be surprised how much that wound can save you.
Yeah, and they can still let them run. It's not like Tartarus or anything. It still lets them run. They can join just like any unit basically. That is pretty good.
Like, you think, okay, to put it in perspective, you've got, let's say you are running like Speakers of the Dead, right? So you've got you got Stubborn, Hatred, 3 Mastercrafted Power Maul, right? And then on top of that, you've got Feel No Pain. So you've got this character is a Centurion, so I think they're 2 wounds base. So you got a 3 wound Centurion with Feel No Pain.
Yeah, that's Hatred. Crazy. Yeah.
For fuck all. It's really good. It couples. Okay, so I guess that the important part is having that +1 wound couples really well with the Space Wolves special characters. So like the Pack Thane, the Jarl, the Speaker of the Dead.
Oh yeah, the special consoles.
The
Yeah, special consoles. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into those special consoles. The special unit. So like we said earlier, they've got 3 special console types. There's the Pack Thane, the Speaker of the Dead, and the Caster of Ruins.
And the Jarl.
Oh, and the Jarl? Where's the?
Yeah, don't forget the Jarl. The Jarl's your Praetor.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, okay. We'll start with the Jarl. So, Legion Praetor, Cataphractii or Tartarus Praetor can be upgraded to a Jarl for 10 points, gaining counterattack 2 special rule. Ooh. Model with Jarl upgrade may also be given the Skirmish subtype for no additional points, and this must be decided at the end of the battle. The start of the battle before the model is deployed and cannot be changed during the battle. So, if you want to join them to a Skirmish unit, you can join them to a Skirmish unit, essentially, right? So... And that's huge because they've got
all your packs and your Grey Hunter Stalkers and that are all skirmish.
Yeah. They're all fucking skirmishes. It's easy to miss that rule at the top of the console thing. That's because
it almost looks like a break, like it says breakdown for all of the others because it doesn't have it says like Legion Consularis, then it says like Legion Consularis, and then it just says Jarl.
Yeah, it's weird form. It's just a formatting thing. They at least need to make that like bit bigger or something. Anyway, that's I fucking totally missed
that one. 10 points. The fucking crazy thing there having that. So you got the Jarl. So say you got the Jarl and you've got the Reaping Blow as well. You know, your base attack's 3, right?
Yep.
You're going to be getting charged. Say you get charged, your base attack's 3, +2 for counter attack, and then say you're rocking like a Great Frostblade. You're hitting back with like 6 attacks, man, when you get charged.
Yeah.
6 attacks,
Nice.
strength 6, AP 2, add initiative. Yeah, that's when you get charged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts.
Yep.
Yeah, and only 10 points. That is fucking pretty good. All right, so next, so now we have the actual Legion Consularuses. So the Pack Thane is 10 points. It can be any of the Terminators or the main guy, or the basic Centurion, Artificer guy. So you gain the counterattack 1 special rule, and a model of the Pack Thane upgrade also may be given the skirmish subtype for no additional points cost. Okay, cool.
He's a mini Jarl essentially. He's just a champion converted to a mini Jarl. So essentially you're just getting the counterattack.
Yeah, and the skirmish subtype, which as we said is that's the bit. Like counterattack's great, but also the skirmish thing is the big thing because they're 2 special units are skirmishing boys, and then there's other skirmishes available in the Marine list as well. So like Seekers and stuff like that. Okay, so 10 points just to make a basic like Centurion guy who can join skirmish units, which is that's cool. Okay, next up we've got the Speaker of the Dead. So this is plus 65 points, so much more expensive. So I'm dreading to think how many special rules this guy gets. Here we go. So Speaker of the Dread increases his leadership to 10, and all models with Space Wolves rule in a unit they join gains a Stubborn and Hatred everything special rule. It's very good. They gain a Narthekium, so 5+ feel no pain, and Mastercrafted Power Maul for no additional points cost. Woo.
Yeah, crazy good. He's an auto include into the Howler Morkai triple outflank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't get the skirmish. He doesn't get skirmish.
Those 3 squads we talked about hatred, or 2 of them at least hatred as well. And they get 5 up, feel no pain. The whole 20-man squad.
Yeah, no skirmish though. That's interesting, but I mean, all you're losing is you're just losing that cover save and the extra
the extra bit of unit coherency for him.
But you know what coherency means though? When you cram forward, you get more guys attacking. So
exactly. So you want to bunch up anyway. Once you get the charge in, you're all bunched up. That's the thing. Like the skirmish isn't. If you're going to run the triple outflank, the skirmish isn't as important because you're coming on. It's maybe if you want to do some denial stuff. If you're going to use it to do some denial, maybe they've got some drop pods coming in, or you want to deny where they want to land. But essentially, if you're going to run the triple outflank and do it that way, look, my plan was to run a Jarl and 2 Speakers of the Dead, and then run the Jarl with the axes and the shields, because you can give him the combat shields.
Yeah.
And then have him with them, and then have the other 2 squads with shred and hatred.
Yeah, and feel no pain, and then you can take the warlord trait that gives your main unit feel no pain anyway.
Correct.
If they're in combat with...
Well, no, because you want Howl the Morkai for the strength.
Oh, you want Howl,
axes.
that's true. Yeah, you want the Howl.
Yep, and then because your Jarl already has an invul save, so he's got his invul, and he's got his invul, he's pretty safe. And then you've got... And then the rest of the squad has shields, so they've got an invulnerable save. And then, so the other 2 squads having shred, that's why you give them the feel no pain and the hatred too. So they get the hatred and the shred. It's a really good combo.
Yeah. And
stubborn as well. It's crazy. They're my go-tos. I like Speakers of the Dead. I think they're fantastic. And a free Mastercrafted Power Maul for free is really good.
Yeah.
It is priced in the 65 points, but man, that's really good. Not to mention, you can actually equip a Speaker of the Dead with a great frost weapon as well. So they actually become a combat beat stick. So they still get the 2 attacks. They get the Reaping Blow. They get the +2. Like both my Speakers of the Dead have great frost weapons.
Yeah, and hatred everything is fucking insane. Stubborn, and what does it give the unit leadership 10? No, it doesn't give them. Yeah.
Oh, just unmodified leadership. What's the
Yeah,
leadership on a
No,
standard console?
yeah, it is leadership 10.
10?
No, they increase the leadership to 10 and gain stubborn and hatred, yeah.
Yeah, fuck,
So
that's insane.
stubborn 10. So really, really good. All right, let's keep moving. So next we've got the Caster of Runes. This is a librarian, special librarian type. They're plus 45 points. Now they can choose from the discipline of Winds of Fenris, Divination, Telekinesis, or Biomancy. All of those are really good. Divination, I think Divination is really good. Being able to give a unit precision shots 5+, just on heavy weapons is fucking insane. Being able to precision shot out like characters and stuff, nuts. They've got a special Seeking Bolt, it's strength 6 AP2 that can fuck people up from out of. You can shoot that around corners and stuff. Telekinesis, the Telecine Dome, very good. So, but then Biomancy, really good for close combat. You need more strength. You want to make that strength 6, strength 7. You take Biomancy and give a whole unit +1 strength. So, pretty good little console there. Just because they can take, you don't have to take Wind of Fenris. There's these other ones that are available.
Bro, you'd be taking Winds of Fenris every time.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. All right. Oh. Okay. I don't think I've actually read it, so that'll be good.
I'll let you read them, man. Enjoy. They're really good.
You also get an Adamantium Willful plus special rule, which is good. Now, you can replace a power weapon, bolt pistol, blah, 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 for a force weapon, which is cool. And a Psychic Hood, so very librarian-esque. Got all the librarian options. Okay, so Winds of Fenris is, they've got a shooting attack that's a template, strength 5, AP4, assault 1, deflag rate, force. So force is like take a leadership check and it doubles the strength, so it'd be a strength 10 template with deflag rate, which is pretty good.
Strength 10, man.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. It's only AP4.
Dude, that's insta-killing your Mechanicum now.
Yeah. You get an instant kill.
And it's AP4.
So
it's
much
AP4.
Stuff. Yeah, Thalax. You're not even getting a 6+ feel no pain against that. It's just like 2+ take them off. And then
and
2
deflagging.
And then 2+ on everyone else. Holy shit, yeah, that fucks Mechanicum.
Yep.
That's insane.
Is Mechanicum killer, that one.
Yeah.
Strength 10.
Holy
Strength 10, you were wrecking Mechanicum
yeah,
with that one.
Anything high strength and deflag rate like that's fucking insane.
Even, like, think of what you're doing to Solar Auxilia with that, man. Strength 10 AP4.
Yeah.
Just carving it to pieces. That's brutal. This is really good.
Yeah, skill X are fucked. When the new stuff comes out, so Solar Ox, we'll see what they're like, but just being able to put that across like 10 or 11 dudes in a unit of a 20-man unit, you're just going to devastate. There's going to be like 2 or 3 guys left because you've rolled some ones. You know, the only thing saving them is that you rolled ones. Okay, so yep, okay, good. Not super great against Marines, but fucking very, very good. And then Stormroar, which is instead of making a shooting attack, a controlling player can select a single friendly unit with one model within 6 inches.
This
has
is
to be
hectic.
infantry, cavalry, or dreadnought. Chosen unit gains Shrouded 5+ special rule. Okay, pretty good. When using the power, they may choose to have the psychic take a psychic check. If the check is passed, then the effect is improved to Shrouded 3+. Whoa! If the check is failed,
Shrouded 3+ on one of those 20-man infantry squads.
Yeah, and even if you fail, they still get Shrouded 5+, and you suffer perils of the warp. So on a dreadnought, that's fucking insanity. Like having like a 2+, 5+, 3+ shrouded. That's fucking nuts.
That's crazy, man. Well, especially if you're running Speakers of the Dead, because I'm not 100% sure, but do you get your Feel No Pain and shrouded?
No, you can't have both of them. No, you're gonna need
both. Okay,
yeah, they're damage mitigation.
I just wanted to double check.
Yeah.
So that's for your dreadnoughts.
On Terminator, just in a unit, putting that on like in like you put him in Terminator armor. Yeah, Centurion, Cataphractory, or Tartar. So you could have them in a Terminator unit, giving a unit of Terminators a 3+, essentially a 3+ damage mitigation.
Yep.
And the best thing about that is you can't cancel that damage mitigation out. That's not like Feel No Pain.
That's a Storm Shield.
Yeah, Feel No Pain can be cancelled. That cannot be cancelled because it's a different kind of damage mitigation.
Is there anything that ignores Shrouded though?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, for sure. Night Fighting ignores Shrouded.
Okay, yeah.
So if you have night fighting on something like Master of Signals, for example, like I've got a unit of Culverins with the Master of Signals. So you wouldn't be able to hide from him because he's got a Cognissignum, which gives night fighting, which ignores shrouded.
Yeah,
It's
okay,
pretty
gotcha.
cool. So, and evades as well. So yeah, there are ways to get around it, and like, but I mean, you know, there's not that many people that are running like the ridiculous unit that I'm running.
Yeah.
Now, yeah. So, and I mean, on Dreadnought, keeping a Dreadnought alive, say your Dreadnought's down to 1 wound or something like that, or 2 wounds, you can just throw that on it, and you've got a really good chance of it surviving like a huge hellstorm. On units, yeah. Fuck, holy shit. It can be cavalry as well, so you can have bikers or something like that.
Yeah.
Have a big jet bike unit, just cast that on them each turn.
Crazy good.
Alright, okay, now, we're on to the special units. So I'm just going to jump across to Death's one. Okay, so 175 points for 5. These guys have normal sort of marine stats, except they've got 2 wounds and 2 attacks, so only weapon skill BS4. Leadership 8 base, there's no sergeant profile. They do have a bolt pistol, power axe, frag and crack, stasis bombs, and artificer armor, so nice 2+ save there with 2 wounds, very good. They've got stubborn, counterattack 1, Cult of Morkai, Dreams of the Death Wolf. So it's 3 special things we've got to look up. Oh, next page, here we go. Cult of the Morkai. Do you know what's the summary for this, Randy? This is like a huge page of rules. They can't. They can be taken as a retinue squad for Speaker of the Dead, right? Or a caster of the ruins. Yeah.
Look, yeah.
It's just
I don't know about. I haven't looked into these guys much because they just seem. I can't find a place for them in an army.
Yeah.
That's the biggest part. I just can't find a place for them. I think it's because 175. They've got power axes. You know, they're not striking in initiative, so they're going last. They've got counterattack, but so does all the normal infantry. They've got stubborn, so does all the normal infantry when you're playing with the other rules. And yeah, this is where the rag grenades might come in handy with the Howl of the Morkai.
Yep.
So you're getting those insta kills when you put some, like, because you can exchange the power axes for power fists, so you're going to strength 10.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, 1 in 5 can take
10.
1 in 5 can take Thunderhammer. Any model can change their power. Oh, any of them can change their power axe or power fist. That's kind of interesting. But I mean, they're 30 points base. Like, okay, well, we need to look at. Hold on, let me figure out what. So rag grenades and melter bombs they can take for 20 points for the whole unit. That's pretty good.
It gets expensive, bro.
Yeah. So Cult of Morkai basically means they can be a retinue squad. Dreams of the Death Wolf. So you basically, when a model dies, you put them aside, and then initiative step 1, all the models put aside make a single attack before being removed. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool with power fists, but with power axes, I don't know. If they didn't get to strike, they still get at least 1 attack. That's kind of a good way to look at it. And then stasis bombs is if any model which successfully charges a unit that has stasis bombs have to make a disordered charge. In addition, you can activate them when declaring a charge, and which case this is like fucking 400 pages, 400 words of text here.
So
whilst activated, they may add the Fleshbane and Gets Hot special rules to all attacks made during the fight subphase. All wounds inflicted by the Gets Hot special rule on a model with an activated stasis bomb are resolved using the AP value of the weapon the model with the Umara stasis bomb is using to attack. Holy shit. So you can choose to like fucking activate them when you charge. You gain Gets Hot and Fleshbane on your attacks, so you have to roll for each model, you have to roll them all separately. And if you're attacking with a Power Fist or anything that's AP2, basically you're not getting an armor save against it. So
I don't like them. I really don't like them.
they're an interesting unit. I don't like the helmet on the models either, but I like the bodies and everything. I think they've got like not Scooby Doo. What's that Disney dog? Pluto? No, is it Pluto? Yeah. No, not Pluto. Who's Disney Rat's little dog guy? I always think it's Scooby. I think it is Pluto. I think maybe Pluto. Oh, whatever. It's got that. Oh no. Oh, I'm thinking of Goofy. Sorry. It's got that Goofy like the skull of like Goofy from like Disney. That's kind of what it reminds me of. But yeah, no, I think it's an interesting unit with tons of upgrades. And I like the models if you get rid of the helmets. Next up, okay, so this is Randy's favorite unit, Varga Wolfguard Squad. They're 250 points for 5. They've got they come in Cataphracti. They can choose a Frost Axe, Frost Claw, or Frost Sword. They've got the Fear 1. Holy shit, they've got Fear 1 as well. Oh man. So they've got Fear 1, Counterattack 1, Stubborn, Hammer of Wrath 2, Lord's Bane, and Bulky. And Lord's Bane is they can all issue and accept challenges as if they had the character subtype.
Did I drop out then for a second?
Oh, you might have. We were talking about. Did you drop out when I was talking about Goofy?
No, I heard you say Goofy, and then I heard you say Randy's favorite squad, Varangard.
Oh yeah. For Randy's favorite squad, the Varangard. Yeah, I just went through all the rules. So yeah, the Fear,
so good.
Fear 1, Counterattack 1, Stubborn, Hammer of Wrath 2, and this Lord's Bane. So the Lord's Bane is they can issue and accept challenges as if they had the character subtype in combat. And in addition, when fighting in a challenge, if the enemy challenger is removed, then they can add an additional +1 to the number of successful wounds caused for the purpose of resolving which side has won a combat. As well,
crazy.
So it's fucking nuts. Oh, they've got more options on the next page. Holy shit! And then they can all, so up to 5 more for 45 each. Thunderhammer, Chain Fist, Power Fist, Vexilla, Reaper Autocannon, Heavy Flamer, and then second Frostblade. And then the Thing can take a Great Frostblade, and then the Grenade Harness. But I mean, you're either gonna have those. You're gonna want to launch a lot of Thunderhammers, right? Like that's.
Oh man, I've got Thunderhammers, but what about this? Ready?
Can you take Lightning Claws?
You can give them a Frost Claw, right?
Yeah.
And for an extra 5 points, you give them a second Frost Claw, right? So now you've got 2 attack space, +1 for the charge. That's 3. Now add the Lightning Claws. That's 6. Now add another attack for Reaping Blow. All the guys in base-to-base contact are getting 7 attacks, right? 7 attacks. And the champion, the Sergeant, the Thane, is getting 8 attacks on the charge.
Yeah, that's fucking out of control.
So they're getting 8 attacks at weapon skill 6 on a Howler Morkai at strength 5. So imagine this: weapon skill 6, strength 5, lightning claws with 8 attacks and 7 attacks. Yeah, that's so you're looking at what? That's 71 attacks on the charge, roughly. With shred at weapon skill 6.
Yeah. So they're getting the weapon skill 6 because they're in Terminator armor essentially in the Cataphracti.
Yeah, Cataphracti. They can't run, so they get the +1 weapon skill.
Yeah. So weapon skill 6 and charge. Oh my god! It doesn't matter if they're disordered. Still getting that. Still getting their attacks. Counterattack if you charge them. They're still getting like an extra attack. So basically 3 attacks base. Hammer Wrath 2. So any that make contact are doing 2 Hammer Wrath attacks as well. If you've done a Howl, that increases their strength. So there'd be 2 strength 5. Just fly kicks or whatever. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Chuck some Biomancy on there. Give them some strength 6 fly kicks. Yeah. There's a lot.
They're one of my favorite. They're one of my favorite units in all of Horus Heresy. I reckon they're up there. Yeah,
they're amazing. Like, if they had some kind of shield option, like a 3+ invulnerable shield option, it'd be out of control.
Or give them the Librarian and put a 3+ shrouded on them.
Yeah. So the thing about them is, like, just based off what we're looking at here on the page, they're weapon skill 5, so they are elite termies, so they're stubborn and leadership 5, weapon skill 5, which is good. They've got fear 1, which is kind of cool. The Lord's Bane, kind of cool. Hammer Wrath, kind of cool. Counterattack, it's kind of cool. But none of that stuff is impressive as, say, Fire Drakes, or who have the 3+ invulnerable, or what are they called? Deliverers for Raven Guard, which have Battle Hardened 1, or something like that, like the Death Guard guys who are Battle Hardened 1 as well, the Death Shroud. But when you stack on all the space, it's the extra space or special rules that's just makes them so fucking insane. Like, it's just like takes them to the next level. So they're definitely like really good unit because they also have the space rules, whereas some of those other units are like just top tier because they're just they're just on the page they're just better. Yeah.
Well,
So
fear
really good.
adds when you're
fear's
feared.
great.
It's -1 leadership, isn't it?
Yeah, within 12 inches.
So
Yeah,
fear
it's
one.
a fear bolt. Yeah.
Well, you think it. So that fear. So you're in. So you're obviously going into the combat like a mad dog.
Yeah.
You minus their -1 leadership. On top of that, you're getting the bonuses of adding the successful wounds in the casualties as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're sucking their points down in the combat tally.
And when you're charging them as well, that fear, if they try and do a hold the line, they're at -1 leadership as well, because it's a morale check.
Yeah, they are too.
So
yeah,
you're sort of like poisoning them there a bit as well, because you have to be within 12 to charge them, so they're definitely going to be like, unless they've got stubborn, they're going to be taking that.
Yep.
All right, let's move along to the next one, which is the Grey Slayer pack, 145 points for 10, so what's that, about 14 points each, very cheap. They've got
cheap.
a bolt pistol, a Fenrisian axe, which remember is +1 strength axe, the combat shield, frag, crack, and power armor. Heart of the Legion, which is good. That's the rule where you gain +1 to your feel no pain within 6 inches of an objective, or if you're controlling an objective, it might be. Relentless built in, very good, and counterattack 1 as well. You can take up to 10 more, so you can go up to 20. And then they've got a fucking ton of options, so you can give them all bolters for free. If you want to get rid of your combat shield, no, combat shield's pretty good. Giving an invulnerable save in close combat is pretty good. But however, also taking a bolter and being relentless, meaning and the fact that you can move, run, and rapid fire, also pretty good. So,
Crazy good.
chain bayonet, that's fucking all there. You can give any model can swap their Fenrisian axe for a power weapon for 5 points. That's fucking pretty sandbox. Every 5 models can take a heavy chainsword, power fist, or lightning claw. So extra lightning claws, very good. Heavy chainswords for 2 points. Heavy chainsword, pretty good. Also, just having nested power fists. Like if you've got a unit of 15, having 3 power fists in there that can just smash in combat.
I run mine with power fists. I have 2 power fists, 2 lightning claws.
Yeah. I mean, they've got
20-man squad.
They're normal Space Marine stats. They're but the sergeant with a power fist and 3 other dudes with power fists in a 15-man squad. That is like, and they've got counterattack 1. So even if you charge them, they're hitting you with 2 power fist attacks each from the few ranks back. Pretty good.
Oh.
For every 5 medals, you can take a plasma pistol or a hand flamer. 1 can take a Nuncio Vox. 1 can take a Vexilla. No augury scanner. The Husker, you probably want to take a Vexilla. That's pretty good. Makes you only run 1d6 and stops you from running just right off the edge of the table, which is what happened to my Maritat in the last game against Robbie. And then he just was like, see ya, peace out. And then the Sergeant can take a Power Fist, Lightning Claw, Frostblade, Sword Axe or Claw, or a Thunderhammer.
That's what I like. I like the Thunderhammers on the Sergeant.
Smash in with the Thunderhammer, yep. Especially for Dreadnought work. 2 Lightning Claws. He can take Artificer and Melter Bombs, all the usual shit. So, close combat orientated unit, right? Just for fucking running forward, smashing into shit. We'll do both of these because they're both troops choices, and then you can tell me the difference. That's probably the best way to summarize through these because they have a lot of similarities.
Well,
so
look at it like this: so under 300 points, you're getting 20 elite. You're getting 20 veterans for under 300 points. That's the best way to look at it. So they're
guys with lots of rules. Yeah.
Yeah. 100. Well,
and then weapon skill 5 in the charge. Yeah, weapon skill 5 in the charge. They have 1 less attack than a veteran and 1 less wound than a veteran. But on the charge, they're essentially doing the same shit as veterans, right? Just 1 less attack, 1 less wound.
Well, look at it this way. So baseline, you're getting a squad of 20 dudes with skirmish, line, relentless, counterattack, Heart of the Legion, +1 strength axe, combat shield, 20 guys for 265 points. That's without even putting anything on them.
Good. Yeah.
Insanely good. 265 points for 20 special infantry is crazy good. Really good.
Yeah. And then you just choose how many points you want to invest into power weapons and fists and shit like that. Yeah, it's nuts. Just giving them just chain bays, bolters and chain bayonets, pretty good. Just +1 strength shred. Makes them 2-handed, but they're getting counterattacks, so they're always going to be doing at least 2 attacks.
And they're relentless, so you're getting your shots.
Yeah.
So you
can
get
just
your
move-
relentless and
yeah.
your chain bayonet.
Yeah, and I mean we're basing everything off the run, right? You don't have to run. Like if the enemy's close, you can just move rapid fire at full BS and then just charge them. Like just you don't have to always use the run. Like the run is what makes Space Wolves truly insane.
You always run.
But if you're that close to Randy, think about it. After your 3 fucking 20 mans have run on, killed 3 units that they chose and murdered them, and you're just standing there, and the enemy goes,
"You're just cleaning up the chaff."
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
All right, next one. So we'll do the Grey Stalker pack, and then Randy's going to tell us what the difference is here. So 145 points for the Grey Stalkers. They come with a bolt pistol, chain, sword, frag and crack, and power. So they don't have the axe, they don't have the shield. They have a relentless counterattack 1 Harder Legion, just like the other boys. However, their options, so they can take up to another 10. They can take a bolter or a combat shield for 1 point each. Same things with the chain bays. Any model can take a power sword for 5 points, just like the other unit. They have way more shooting options. So for every 5 models, they can take a Magna or Minor Combi, Flamer, Charger, Rotor Cannon, Volkite Caliber, Plasma Gun, or Melter. So bearing in mind that they're relentless as well, some of those weapons are better than others. Caliber, I think, is pretty cool. And then for every 5 models, Heavy Chainsword, Power Fist, Lightning Claw, and for every 5 models, Hand Flamer. So all the same options as before. Vexilla, Nuncio Vox, Sergeant with the Power Fist, Thunderhammer. Yeah, basically the same. Yeah, all the same option. So, am I missing something here, Randy? What's the difference between these? Because they're all skirmish line. They're both skirmish line units.
Yeah,
just the shooting options?
essentially they're same. They're the same. Essentially the same. However, they're slightly more tailored. So, for instance, Grey Slayers combo well with Howl the Morkai, +1 strength, getting that strength 6. You also have the combat shield, so you get the invulnerable save as well. So you don't need a apothecary, and you don't need a speaker of the dead. So you're getting that invulnerable save. It's just I look at these as you're gonna run 20 of these guys, and then you're gonna chuck like a guy that you want to survive in there with a speaker of the so chuck a Praetor in there or something like that, or a Thane or a champion. You could even chuck a Librarian in there, give them. Then they've got the combat shields, and you've got the you can put the Shrouded on them as well. I like that. They're missing out on the Shred. The Shred's a big deal. I like the Grey Stalker pack in the sense you get the Shred on the close combat attacks. That's the difference. You're re-rolling to wound, but you're losing out on the strength, so you're going to be a bit weaker, but you're re-rolling to wound. But one of the cool things about these guys, they can still take the combat shields, right? But you're making the same thing. You can't take the axes. So the axes is the difference, right?
Yeah,
but what I like about these is Grey Stalker pack, right? You give them bolters, you give them chain bayonets, essentially, right? You now have the relentless shooting. What I love about them is throwing in the rotor cannons, pinning the squad that you're about to charge, so they don't get to react.
Yeah, true. Yeah, relentless and rotor cannon, good combo.
Yeah, really good combo. That's probably the biggest difference I can see in it. They could have rolled these into the same thing and made you could have had Grey Stalker pack as they have it now and made Fenrisian axes a point swap, and then you would have given it everything. I'm not sure why they did it this way. I think it was just to make.
It's just really weird. Like I started reading it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I read the Grey Slayers," and then I started reading the Grey Stalkers, and I'm like, "Wait, is this the same unit? What the fuck?" And I had to flick back and go, "Wait, oh no, wait, there is 2 units just basically the same." Grey
Stalkers have Grey Stalkers have a shield and a Fenrisian axe for free.
Yeah.
Because if you want to take the combat shields in the Grey Stalker pack, you've got to pay for them.
Yeah.
They're a point each. Whereas you look at the points are the same, 145, and any extra guys 12 points.
12
so
points for one,
you're getting the axe and the shield for free.
Yeah, whereas the Grey Stalkers start with a chainsword and bolt pistol, basically, and then you can give them a shield if you want. Shield and chainsword isn't a bad option, like you're saying. And then
it's still really good.
being able to chuck like a like with a wizard in there, being able to give them a 3+, like a 5. Like if someone charges you with Power Fist and you've got a 5+3+ against it, seems pretty good.
Really good.
Shrouded. Do you get shrouded in? Do you get shrouded in close combat though? That's the question.
Well, it'd have to be. Yeah, you do. Of course you do.
There you go. Shrouded. Yeah. Suffers an unsaved wound. It can make a special shrouded roll to avoid being wounded. Cannot be taken against melee attacks or against attacks with ignores cover. So that's all right. It's gonna keep
shroud. So it's a shooting thing. So it's protecting you from shooting.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's against shooting. It's like he's summoning some fucking snow or some
That's
shit,
fair
you know.
enough.
But yeah, it's still good though. Like
a 3+ involved.
Yeah,
that's still good.
When you get caught out in the open, I always talk about this. There's always the part in the game where they have sent their shit forward, you've crushed their shit in the field, and then you have to crush their back line. But there's always that fucking time where you're standing there after you've killed their shit, and there's basically at least one turn that you're gonna have to cop fire before you can get in there. Being able to just like throw up like that 5+3+, even against las cannons and shit, like you're just gonna laugh at them. Like they're gonna kill like a few guys, even with their heaviest weapons. And those double saves as well is what like kills way to fire. So having like a 3+5+ just kills way to fire.
Well, I guess. Okay. Oh, that's another thing we sort of missed here too. So, Greystalker pack. You know, you kit him out for shooting, so you give him boulders. You give them, boulders, right? You give them, say, rotor cannons or Volkite calibers or whatever special weapon you give them. You now have a shooting unit sitting on an objective, and it's like, all right, they're sitting on an objective. You put the shrouded save on them, so they got the shrouded, they stay there, and then when you charge them, you got counterattack 1. So you're basically charging them. They've got bolters and special weapons, a squad of 20 of them, mind you.
Yeah.
They're shooting you, they're shrouded, and then when you finally do decide, you know what, I better fucking charge these dudes, they're causing a bit of hurt, you've got counterattack as well.
Yeah.
So you got 2 attacks, 2 attacks base, 3 attacks on the skull.
Yeah. That's a fun little unit too, like 20 dudes with like 4 calibers, that's 12 Volkite shots. Strength 6 Volkite shots you're doing out as well. Like it's not bad.
Well,
or
it's
even just
265 points, man. Base.
Yeah. Well, those 4 calibers are only 20 points total. You could chuck in melter guns, in which case you can start like ripping into dreadnoughts and getting armor bane shots on dreadnoughts and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
Then you start to become like a real menace to vehicles.
And then you charge them. You got counterattack 1.
Yeah.
And if the sergeant's got melter bombs.
Yeah.
So you're charging into a melter bomb and. You're charging, and don't forget you can Overwatch.
Yeah,
too.
Overwatch,
you're Overwatching with full ballistic skill melter guns.
And dreadnoughts usually and if they shoot at you as well, you return fire. Then they fucking try and assault you and you Overwatch, and that's like.
Well, that's tough, man. That'd be tough.
Like
then they counterattack, so they get all the attacks still.
That's 8 melter gun shots they've taken to the face before they even fucking get into combat with you. Yeah,
I like that. I think that's good. I think that's something I might actually try.
Yeah. All right, okay, moving along. So that's good. Goes to fucking Gygar Fellhound. So we're going to cut there, and then we're going to go over to, let's do the worst unit in the game, these stupid dogs. So Fenrisian Wolfpack, this is in the Legacies thing. They're 10 points each, 10 points for one dog, and then 4 points for an extra, sorry. You can take up to an additional 4 Fenrisian Wolves for 5 points each, so 25, wait, hold on, fuck. So the first dog's, sorry, I've just lost my mind there because I hate this unit. I just wish there was something better about them. So 30 points total for 5 dogs. It's a pack retinue that has to be chosen as a retinue for a character. Because that becomes his unit, he can't then join any unit. So it's just a guy with 3 of these stupid dogs. The dogs have shred on their close combat attacks. However, their stats are terrible. They're movement 7, weapon skill 3, which is trash. Strength 3, toughness 3, 1 wound, 6 plus armor save, which is useless, 1 attack. So they got 1 strength 3 attack at weapon skill 3. So even against normal marines, they're hitting on 5s with their 1 strength 3 attack, which is then wounding on 5s. At least you have shred, so you can reroll the wound, but it's only wounding on 5s. They're light and skirmish. But whoop-de-doo, man. Like, who the fuck is running, like, single dudes? Like, there's definitely people out there who would just try this, but it would be cool if it was actually, like, a nice little unit that could actually fight some guys as well. You know, like, go after some... Remember there was back in 40k, back in 5th or 6th or something like that, there was, like, the lone wolf guy? And he was just some tooled out fucking guy that just go around on his own, and he could have like a little like boyfriend wolf pack. He could have a
retinue.
Yeah, he could have some wolves with him, and he was just a lone fucking psychopath. Like that's what you want. You want fucking the lone psychopath with some dogs, but the dogs are just trash and just actively shit. Like they're just gonna get him killed because they're gonna immediately die, cost combat res, and then he's fucked. So I mean, if they didn't cost combat res. And they were also strength 4, toughness 4, weapon skill 4, initiative 4, and with 2 attacks base. Just make them bigger dogs. Like, this is great if you're modeling just like a normal fucking earth dog from like 2000s, right? Just some shitty fucking dog that's easily kicked to death. You're not taking that into combat with other Marines. Like, you want something that's gonna actually like a dog can't just bite. You can't just bite a Space Marine with your mouth, right? They have to be like surely they're genetically modified or genetically modified. And also, remember like that Necromunda bounty hunter game where you could customize your dog? Surely that's what they would do. Anyway, worst fucking unit ever. If you see someone running these, go up and buy them a drink because they deserve it, basically.
They do. They like the fluff way more than I do if they're running them.
All right, and then we'll finish off the units with jumping over to the Battle of Trisolium. We've got the Jorland Hunter Pack here.
So they're the Jorland.
Oh, Jorland Hunter Pack. Sorry.
Jorland Hunter Pack.
Oh, I believe it's European, amazing. So it's Jorland. Yeah, like yogging. Yeah. Okay, so
Jarl. It's like Jarl.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Have to pronounce the Scandinavian stuff right. Otherwise those Scandies will get crazy at you, Randy. Okay, so Jorland Hunter Pack, 125 points. These have the same stats as just normal Marines. You get 4 and a leader. They're called Hunters, and the leader's called Hunt Master, which is kind of cool. It's a cool thing about them. They come with an extremely strange layout, which is they all have a hand flamer, a chainsword, frag, crack, and power. So hand flamer in one hand, cool. Chainsword in the other, just like woo. Let's go. They have the Crusader rule. Scout and support squad. They also have the Scouring Tempest rule, which means that once per game they can choose to have Torrent 3 on their hand flamers, which isn't huge. So good. It's not huge, but it's fucking useful. Like Robbie had the if you think about those, what are those boys called? The Turd Bearers jump pack guys, Ashen Circle.
Yeah.
They have a 6-inch torrent. I mean, even a 3-inch torrent. Just getting that torrent is so good because it means you don't have to fire through your own shit.
You can change the angle as well. Don't forget, you can change the angle of the flame too.
Yeah. So you can catch way more people. Now their options are these are these are just a 1-page unit. Interesting. Okay, so you can take up to an additional 10, so it's up to 15 points each base. And they have for every 5 models they can have a Serpenta or a Flamer, like a full Flamer, which is kind of cool. One hunter can take a Legion Vexilla. And the Hunt Master can take the usual shit: Melter Bombs, Artificer Armor, Plasma Pistol, and exchange his Chainsword for a Frostblade. Yeah.
I like them.
Oh, now that Scouring Tempest rule is actually all flame weapons in the unit gain a pinning and Torrent 3. So that would mean that their 1 in 5 flamers would also get that Torrent 3 and pinning as well. So there'll be strength 4. So mostly strength 3 in the hand flamers, but it's like a real way to fire squad, I guess. Like if you take the full 15 and then just start like, if you're a person like me who likes rolling just like 50 dice at a time, it's decent. Have you thought about these guys, Randy? What's your thoughts on these guys? Are they more of a fluffy unit or a whack unit? What do you?
They're not whack. They are fluffy, but it's sort of like a meet in the middle type thing with these guys. So what's Crusader in 2.0 again?
So Crusader is if you win the combat, you know how you roll the dice for the injury for roll the dice and add your initiative. You get to roll 2 and choose.
Okay, that's crazy. Now, all right.
Sorry, I should just say they do have support squad though. So they are infantry and they're troops choice. However, they have the support squad rule. Sorry. Okay.
Line.
Yeah.
That's all right. The big part of these guys is their speed. So their threat range is huge. They've got for instance, you're deploying on the 12-inch mark, right? You then move 7. You get your scout move, so you're moving 7 inches. Then you get to move, right, in your turn. So you got let's go. So you got 12 inches. So you deploy in the front at 12 inches. You then scout move 7 inches. Then your turn comes. You move 7 inches. Then you run 4 inches. Then you charge. Let's say averages at 6.
Yeah.
That means at the start of the game you have a 36-inch move range for charging. Right. On top of that, you have a template, which is how big's a template?
It's 8 inches long. Yeah.
So plus 8 inches, plus 3 inches for the torrent. So you've got a 47-inch threat range that causes pinning, and you can maneuver it around in the first turn. I think that's how it works.
Yeah,
now,
yeah, exactly.
How many models can you fit under a template?
Yeah.
Roughly. Let's say 6 to 8, right?
Oh, easily 10. Easily 10.
So you got 15 dudes. So you got 15 guys, right? Shooting 8 flamers. So let's go times 8, roughly. Say 10. You've got 120 wounds they're rolling, and they're pinned. So they can't make it a disordered charge because they can't overwatch you because they're pinned. So you're moving onto them with a threat range of like 40 inches. They're hitting you with these things. You're pinned. Then they're charging into combat. Plus you've got to roll up. You're rolling 120. You're rolling up roughly. If you've got a big squad of dudes, you're going to be rolling up like 120 to wound rolls. Now, even if they're toughness 4, you need 5s to wound.
Yeah.
At 100 with 120 dice. And then after that, you've got them charging you, and you don't get to overwatch or disorder the charge. So they still get all the Space Wolf rules as well.
Yeah.
Imagine how the Morkai with that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you got shred chainswords that are strength 5, and they can't overwatch you or disorder you. It's pretty good. It's really good. You can make that. That reminds me of the Raven Guard dudes. The Raven Guard Mordathan. It's like it reminds me of Mordathan in a Rhino coming out turn 1 and just rending flaming people. It sort of has that same feel to it.
Yeah,
to me.
yeah, exactly. You're just doing so much way to fire, you're gonna get shit through. I was just looking up what Scout. I'm pretty sure Scout confers outflank as well, right?
Does it? Well, that's even more brutal because is it?
Yeah, further having Scout also. Oh shit! This huge fucking book. Ugh. Having Scout. Oh shit! I lost it. Oh yeah, having Scout also confers the outflank special rule to units of Scouts that are kept in reserves. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Riddle me this.
And if they're in a vehicle, they can scout forward 12 inches. So do they?
But think of this, Timmy.
Yeah.
You know they infers outflank. All right. Now let's think back to the Rite of War. We've got 3 squads now that can outflank with the Rite of War plus these guys. These guys go first, pin the unit. They charge in, and then the next 20-man squad of Greystalkers charge in as well. No Overwatch, no disordered charge.
Yeah.
That's hectic, man.
Well, you can take the base squad's only like 5 dudes, so you can take like smaller units in Zone Mortalis as well.
You can take 2 squads of 5 and use them to pin the. So you send them in first, they pin, and then your big 20-man squads come in afterward.
Yeah, they waste their reactions on these guys. They pin them.
Yep.
They can also take. It says Land Raider. Legion Land Raider Proteus carrier as a dedicated transport. So if you put 10 of them in a Land Raider...
I wouldn't do that.
But it is a scouting 12-inch assault vehicle.
But then you can't... You
can assault first turn. Yeah, you can attack first turn, but...
Yeah.
You can totally just move in, like, up around.
You could still move into that torrent range, though. Easy.
Yeah. Or you can choose to outflank. Like, sometimes if they've got a lot of anti-armor, just being able to outflank with the Land Raiders, fucking definitely good. Like bringing on like a couple of squads in Land Raiders from any point you want on the table, and then they've got like 2 Gravis las cannons and a twin link las cannon. It's pretty fucking. That's great
that.
Again. Think about someone like Tommy with all of his tanks, just being able to outflank like in the side of them and just blow all this shit away.
Problem is though, is like you're gonna lose. Yes, in theory, it's good, but at the same time, if you're outflanking onto some of these shooting armies now, they're going to be blowing up that land. You're not going to get your point. You're not going to get your money's worth. I reckon the key is in the weight of fire and the pinning and getting your other units into combat without getting overwatched and without getting the disordered charge. I think that's
I definitely think that definitely like from a efficiency perspective, definitely being able to come on and assault is the best way to like come on from reserves. Even
if you do, look at it like this. Even if you do it, you can, because they got crack grenades as well.
Yep.
So
they can just rock
is crack grenade still charging a combat, and you can attack? Is it one crack grenade, or can you attack with? You
get one crack grenade, but they hit automatically, and they're strength 6 AP3 now. So against automata, for example, you just devastate them. Like hitting automatically and just 4+ to wound, just devastate them. So so you need 5. You need 5s against Castellax. But if you've got any other kind of
I like these as a pre-pin. I think I'm going to build some. I'm going to build them just to have in my Legion, because I just think a hand flamer and a chainsaw will look cool on a Space Wolf to begin with. But I like the threat range thing. I like to be able to. I think that having them come on from the side and pre-pin, or even just catching people off guard off a deployment, imagine you pin like a squad of Volkite Culverin or something like that.
Yeah.
Turn one, they're thinking, I'm going to shoot this cunt.
Yeah, I
and
feel
you're there.
Yeah, there's something for everyone in this unit. I feel like number one, it's converters. Like it's great for converters, because it's a unit that they can't just make from the Space Wolf shit they've already got. Like every Space Wolf player already has fucking tons of dudes armed with just close combat weapons and bolt pistols and shields and all that shit. However, this is hand flamer and shit. I mean, you don't have to model every single dude with a hand flamer. You can have guys two-handing a chainsword and or have an empty hand or something if you want, but it's a great modelist thing. Number two, they've got a whole bunch of fucking just cool shit. Like their transport, they're one of the few units in the game that can take a termite assault drill as well, just as an aside. So they can take a Proteus, a termite, or a rhino. I'm pretty sure the only other things in the game are the breaches. There might be something else that I can't think of, but otherwise you've got to take the subterranean assault rite of war to actually unlock termites. So yeah,
they any good?
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I think termites are decent. They've got a 3-shot melter gun now to the front, and then also whatever weapons are on there. And they're heavy and just drive around just like before. So I think they're right.
Can they hold? Oh no more than 10. Oh yeah, I was just seeing if they could hold 15 dudes, but they can't.
Yeah, well, 10 guys plus a character joining them, because I think a termite's transport 12, just like a.
Oh, okay, cool.
Just like a Proteus.
You could have 2 characters if you wanted to.
But this and then it's got something for everyone, because you've got that scout rule as well. So scout allows you to outflank, allows you to move forward 6 inches if they're on foot. If they're in a transport, allows them to move forward 12 inches. So just them in a rhino gets to move forward 12 inches after deployment. So you've got so many options for and ways to deliver these guys, which is what I find really interesting. So.
You've got, so just for quick instance sake, you got 15 guys for 15 guys with all those rules for 275 points as well. So it's not expensive in points.
No, exactly. Yeah, interesting. So, that's the last unit. There's no more unit. We've covered all of the units, man.
That's covered all the units.
Biggest part of the episode was covering fucking units, because there's so many of them.
Unless you want to do the Wolfkin, but they're HQ really.
Yeah. Oh wait, what's the Wolfkin?
That's Russ's, Frecky, and Gary.
His special dogs. Yeah, are they good? Are they better than the?
Oh, I think they're cool. I think they're cool as shit. Do you want to go through them?
Okay, tell us about the dogs. I don't want to know about Russ, but I do want to know about his wolves.
Okay, they both move 10. Frecky's weapon skill 5, Jerry's weapon skill 7, strength 5, toughness 5, with 4 wounds at initiative 5. Frecky's got 4 attacks. Gary's got 3.
Why's Jerry only got 3?
I don't know, because I think it's because he's got a higher weapon skill.
He's more of a
They offset each other.
Yeah.
Now,
right.
So they've both got Fearless Fear. They got Rampage 2, which I like. Hammer of Wrath, Feel No Pain. Now, the thing that makes them good, I reckon, is they're AP 4, but they're breaching 6+.
Whoa, okay.
So breaching 6+, I think, is really cool.
Yeah, that's not bad.
to have on them. So especially when they're moving 10 inches, weapon skill's really high. Their
Gary's
toughness
fucking
5
weapon skill 7. That's insane. How is he that great?
Yeah, well, he's weapon skill 7, toughness 5, 4 wounds,
Yeah.
toughness 5. So he's not getting insta killed until strength
No,
10.
you can't just kill
At
fucking...
initiative 5, he could kill a praetor, especially breaching 6+.
If you'd need some lucky wound. But like imagine just a sergeant. He's gonna fucking rip a sergeant apart easy.
Oh, bro, what about rampage? What's rampage 2 now?
Rampage, if they're outnumbered, you get 2 extra attacks.
Fuck. So if they're both outnumbered in combat, they're getting 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11 attacks.
Yeah.
That's pretty brutal.
Fear
That's
1, they're fearless.
Hammer Wrath 1. Yeah, I think they're good.
Man.
I think they're really good. I think for 100 points, I'm definitely going to take them in for fun. When we do a Brisbane Games Day and my Russ is finished getting painted, I'm going to take Russ with both of them and just see what happens for fun. And what I'll do is I'll talk about it on a future podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll give you a rundown.
The thing that makes me sad is that you have to take fucking Russ with them. Like, imagine if they could just come with you. Just like, hey, yeah, I'm sending my fucking prestige wolves. Like, a weapon skill 7 fucking wolf. Oh, hold on. They're infantry as well, right? So they'd be able to...
they are, yep.
But they can run. But so they would get being able to run and...
Well, they can move. So their initiative's 5. So look at it like this: they are still there's infantry, right? Now they can move 10, and then they can run 5, and then charge.
Yeah, that's
so
insane.
what's that threat range? 15, 6. So 17. They've got a 17-inch threat range if you roll double ones.
So that's a 22-inch, like on an average charge of 7. That's a 22-inch threat range. Yeah, that's awesome. Free the fucking wolves, man. Like they're 100 points.
Yeah.
Why can't you just Why can't they just come on the table just on
run
around?
Just ask your opponent. Say, hey, can I attach the wolfkin to my praetor?
Yeah, because they didn't need to be with Russ. Why do they need to be with Russ? Remember in Gladiator, his 2 dogs, they just run around and do shit.
So
like they're not with him all the time. Like one of them saves him, obviously, when that guy tries to stab him and it jumps up. But before that, the dogs are off just murdering people. Like.
Oh, hang on.
Make it more like
the Wolfkin of... No, you can take them.
What?
The Wolfkin of Russ may only be taken in a detachment if Lehman Russ is in the same detachment. So, yes, you have to take him. If they are chosen apart, they are treated as a HQ choice. The unit cannot be joined by any other model except Russ. So, you have to take Russ to take them, but if you do take Russ, they don't have to be attached to him, so they can just run around on their own.
Yes.
So it's not like he has to stay with them in coherency. You can just deploy them on the flank, have Russ in a Spartan with like his Varangar, and then those guys are just running amok wherever you want them to.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Look, if I was gonna play against someone else and they wanted to do it, I'd just let them take them without Russ. I reckon it'd be fucking cool.
Yeah, it'd be rad. Some freaking Jerry adventures.
Yeah, like 50 points each. They're pretty good for 50 points each when you think about it.
Yeah. The downsides are obviously they've only got a fucking 5+ armor save.
That's true.
They do have 5+ skill no pain though. Yeah, so they're getting a 5 up at least against bolt guns and shit. But
4 wounds.
Hilarious.
What's light mean? What does light give you?
It's a unit type. Shit. It's in the unit. Oh, sorry, I gotta go to the unit types.
Oh, you're right.
Man, I wish there was more ribbons in this book. Like, it wouldn't be...
Yeah, I know.
So the organization sucks, but if they could mitigate it by having more ribbons. Maybe send ribbons out of people. Put some free ribbons in White Dwarf that you can, like, glue in. Oh, fuck, where is this shit? Oh, here we go. Unit subtypes. Line. Oh, light. Okay. Ugh. Light is a unit that includes only models with the light subtype, gains +1 modifier on its initiative when determining how far the unit may run. Whoa.
So add another inch to 16,
that. Yeah. This bonus stacks with other things such as fleet. And a unit that includes models with a light subtype may make shooting attacks after having run, but makes all attacks as snapshots. Models or weapons that cannot attack as snapshots may not attack. And you can never claim a cover save in the same turn that you make a run move, though.
Oh, they don't have cover saves anyway, really.
Oh, only if they get
saves a feel no pain.
Yeah,
oh, imagine getting because would they benefit from how the Morkai? They would, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Do they have the Legion of Study? They don't have Legion of Study.
Once for the rulers, Legion of Study space. Nah, they're not Legion of Study. Space Wolves. They're not. That'd be cool. Imagine giving them +1 strength. Hang on a sec. Let's see what Russ's Warlord trait is. Oh, here we go. Oh no, Legion studies Space Wolves, successfully charges. What's battle? Together use special rule. All friendly models. Oh no, it's Legion studies Space rules again. That'd be cool. Fuck, that'd be. I reckon it. Oh, the Howl of the Death Wolf is really cool. That would be really cool if they were affected by that as well. Get the extra move.
Yeah.
Wait, you said Rampage 2 was the extra attacks, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Yeah, man. Oh, look, for 100 points, I think that's really cool. I'm gonna take him. I'm gonna as soon as I take Russ in a game, I'm taking him. I just want to see what they can do.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too.
People will leave him alone, I reckon.
Yeah. Why would you shoot some giant fucking mega wolves? Not
People are
straight
gonna
up.
be like,
Not when there's
hey,
land
Randy,
raiders and
you're
dreads and
Spartan with Russ and 10 Varangar. I'm gonna kill them, and then these wolves are gonna come up the flank and just eat people.
Yeah,
breaching 6+.
I reckon
that makes it.
the prime tactic for those dudes is just keep them alive until the end of the game. And just until like the last 3 turns or something, just hide them for 3 turns, and then the last 3 turns, and just have them doing huge runs around and hiding and shit. And then those last few turns, when units are depleted and shit's fucked, and there's just like 1 or 2 terminate. You know how there's always like those annoying fucking tactical cunts that are sitting on an objective on the far side of the table, and you just like, I've got nothing to deal with them. That's when Freck and Jerry come and just rip them apart, or like a dreadnought on like 1 wound because they've got breaching 6. They can just jump on it and tear it down. And fucking get some lucky wound. Okay.
You know what I'll use them? Hunt Moritats.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's do the advanced reaction. So basically, this is if a enemy unit moves within 12 inches of one of your units, you can then choose any of your units, and then they get to do a free move. And then if they're in range, then they get to do a charge. And then it counts as, and then you work it out in the normal close combat phase in the original player's turn. Except you count as charging. So you count as success. Yeah, all the normal benefits of charging. You don't count as disordered. So. That's pretty good, right? Like, there's lots of
really good.
The internet's been full of people just going like, "Aha! I totally just like tricked this guy into getting out near me, and then I just charged him with Russ and my bodyguard squad." Right? Like, that's the most brutal, straight up like.
I've carved up using that. Using that reaction is done. I did it to a squad of. What did I do? Jetbot. No, it was a 20-man World Eater squad of jump. Assault Marines, all kitted to the teeth, and they came on, and I just went, okay, and then I just charged them straight away and just killed the whole squad. They didn't even get to do anything. They literally like, okay, my guys are coming on, they're outflanking or deep striking here, and I went, oh, yep, sweet, cool, you're dead.
Yeah, it's so fucking savage, like, and if you think about all the things we've been talking about that involve charging, to gain those bonuses, boom, like things like rage, things like the howl and everything, it all just stacks into just like this huge mega charge that just breaks the enemy on turn 2 from like a huge outflank charge or whatever. Or just a mass land raider charge, or however you decide to do it. But yeah, then you've always got that option, like when if maybe you get off your massive mega charge, the enemy has like 1 unit inside a Spartan or something, and they're like, oh, I guess I've got a counterattack. Like, you've just wiped out all of their infantry, and they're like, oh shit, oh well, guess I'll just dump my veterans out of a unit, out of a land raider, and assault you. And you just go like, nah, now that you're out of that, I'm assaulting you, and then you're in combat and slaughtering them.
Do you know the craziest part? It says when you do the immediate move, it's the highest initiative. So if you've got a squad of Vanguard and Bleem and Russ is in there, they're moving 7 inches. Mm-hmm. So because it goes off his initiative.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like they've triggered it, but before the other units are moved, they move the amount. So they move 7 inches in and then declare the charge. It's crazy. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You got a 4-inch charge. I like it. I think.
And then think about that stacked with fleet as well. So you're moving 7 inches, and then getting +2 on the charge as well.
Oh well, if you're using bloody claw or something like that in the same turn, I love it. I think it's great.
All right, well we're going to finish off with the Rites of War, which is the best way to finish off, because this now we've talked about the units, we've talked about all the special rules, we've talked about everything else. We have sort of like jumped ahead and just like thrown some fucking crazy combos out there just to blow your minds first of all. But now we're going to talk about the Rights of War, this is what you're looking at right before you start running your army. We'll start with the Black Watch. So this is a what the fuck is it? Like a unit set? Is this like the watch pack thing? This is the watch pack.
Yeah, man. This is like the watch. One, so think of this as your allied detachment, where in the fluff where they send a unit of Space Wolves or a detachment of Space Wolves to watch over another legion, and essentially they are there acting all like you better not turn traitor. And then when they do find traitors, they're there and they're hating on them.
Yeah, like that those guys that fucking Lionel Johnson, he just like kicks that dude across the room. And he's just like, yeah, I've got to fight one of your Dark Angels. And he's like, nah, I'll just fight you right now. Just like this is Sparta kicks him like into a wall. It's fucking sweet. All right, so
you know what I reckon?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go.
No,
Tim.
No, what do you reckon?
So I like this Black Watch one. This is obviously an allied detachment one. I think this would be cool attached to a Custodes army. I think it'll be fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. All right, okay.
An allied detachment of wolves in a Custodes, but we'll go into it after.
Yeah. So all models with the Space Wolf rule gain the Hatred and Preferred Enemy special rule. All models in attachment using this Rite of War gain the Fearless rule when locked in combat with a Primarch that has the Traitor allegiance. That's cool because they're gonna fucking need it. When a unit from the detachment using this Rite of War has a charge declared for it, targeting an enemy unit that includes a model with a Primarch unit type, it gains a bonus of +2 to its charge roll made to determine the charge distance. So they're definitely going after the traitor Primarchs. The limitations are you can only take it. It can only be taken by an allied detachment and never taken for a primary detachment. Detachment with this Rite of War may not include any models with a vehicle or Primarch type. And the Rite of War may only be used by an army that has the Loyalist allegiance. So that's interesting. It's not just a watch pack. It's like more than just what squad. Like it's a full on. Like you can take
it's an allied detachment.
Whatever shit you want. Might have a dread.
It can have a praetor.
A couple of dreads. It could have a full contempted fucking dread. Like that's a good thing. If you want to go and watch over Primarch, having 3 contemptors with you, it's a pretty good thing. If you want to
hatred,
stop him fucking doing shit.
Enemy Primarch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's nuts.
It's fucking insane.
Oh yeah, because it's just all models with Legion Study Space Wolf getting Preferred Enemy Primarch.
Correct.
Also, Land Raiders would be rerolling as well, like vehicles. You get Preferred Enemy on range shooting from vehicles.
Imagine this.
Holy shit.
You've got dreadnoughts with hatred traders, and then you've got Preferred Enemy Primarch.
Yeah.
So you've got hatred, preferred enemy. So against the Primarch, you have hatred, preferred enemy, +2 bonus on the charge.
Yeah,
on the charge distance. So it's pretty crazy, man. If you couple that, I like it. I think it's fucking cool as shit. It's very niche, but it's cool.
Well, you know it's great for when fucking your local event people are like, yeah, let's run an event with Primarchs. You just go, cool. Oh yeah, I'm gonna take my whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. Salamanders with my ally, and then you just take the minimum salamanders, and then you can just chuck in like a whole bunch of hatred, preferred enemy. Like psycho shit? Yeah, that's nuts.
Imagine if Frecky and Gary were Legion Study Space Wolves with hatred and preferred enemy. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Especially if you could take them on their own.
So perfect. Cool.
Alright, next one up is Pale Hunters. So, all models in a Grey Slayer pack or a Grey Stalker pack from the attachment using this Rite of War get the Hit and Run special rule, and when making Hit and Run, can choose to move a number of inches up to the distance rolled rather than the full distance. Oh, so they don't have to make the full distance? That's pretty good. Just fucking move out of combat and stand there and be like, we're just going to charge you again anyway. Or you're going to charge us and we have counterattack. Yeah. On the turn in which the detachment using this Rite of War, units from this detachment enter play, they gain flanking assault. They gain the Fleet 2 and Rage 2 special roll. So this is what Randy was talking about earlier. And then up to 3 units with the infantry or cavalry unit types and the Space Wolf special rule may be upgraded to grant all models in the unit with the outflank special rule for no additional points cost. And then they just can only include a single heavy support and at least one unit must be flanking assault. So is this the one you've been running, or you want to run it just because it's like
I've been running prior to the Legion, but my Howl the Morkai my Grey Stalker with the 2 Grey Slayer packs, so the 60 infantry, with the 2 Speakers of the Dead, the Praetor with the Atherun armor, running Pale Hunters with Howl the Morkai is the combo that I'm painting up at the moment.
Yeah, that's hot.
Yeah. So it's that one turn where 3 squads will outflank on. They'll have Fleet 2, Rage 2, Skirmish. They'll be running. So they'll be coming on, running, charging. They'll have Hatred because of the Speakers of the Dead. Fleet 2, so +2 movement, +2 run. Rage 2. It's basically like it's a death trap.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, it's fucking sweet because you start shit on the table, like on the opposite them, and then suddenly just flooded with the shit. I mean, you've got to put down your outflank marker, and there's a chance you roll a 1, and then the other person gets to move it up to 24. But Michael, like I've done that to Michael twice. Like he's rolled 1s, and I've gotten to move it 24. Yeah, but it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. Like, you can't move it far enough.
Not when you're moving like a Space Wolf either with Fleet 2.
Yeah.
And you've got all that movement. So you're moving, running, charging with Fleet.
Yeah.
It's like, and their movement's 7 as well. So you're going to put them, what do you say? You can put them 24 inches away.
So what Michael does is he puts so both the games that I've played against him, it's been long edge to long edge. And so if you put it 12 inches in from, say, your right corner on your long edge, if you do roll a 1, I can either move it up to 24 inches along my own edge, which is just going to make it worse for me, or I can move it the other way, in which case I move 12 inches to the corner and then another 12 inches. So I've barely even moved it. Like it's just gone around the corner a little bit.
Well, out of an outflank, you've got these guys have an average roll, so their average roll is a 21-inch threat range.
Yeah, I think like
when they got
maybe you could fuck them by putting it in the exact corner, and then you might not be able to get enough shit on the table, but you'd be able to just fully flood that whole corner with dudes because you can run and all that shit.
You've got Fleet 2, so you're moving your 7 inches, so you come on 7 inches, right?
And then you're running.
You've got your 6-inch run. Fleet.
Yeah, so that's huge. Yeah,
and then you got your 2d6 +2 for Fleet.
Yeah. So worst thing is they put you in a corner. If you roll a 1, and then even then you're gonna surge out of it. Like you might be a turn delayed, and they're gonna shoot a few guys, but you've got big 20-man units. Like fuck, that's
huge
crazy
20-man unit.
Yeah.
Like, and then even if you do fail anyway, right? They go, oh, I'll charge you now. You got counterattack. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's which attachment you use. So in a player flanking assault, all models in your alert special rules until the end of the player turn. Okay, until the end of the player turn.
Yeah.
Is the player turn just your turn or
just
their
your turn?
Yeah. Okay, cool.
But huge bonuses when you do get it off and you just smash straight into that shit from the board edge with no like and like hardly anyone's running augury scanners. That seems to be what lots of people are reporting back, saying like I've got one of my culverins, but I can't even intercept because of my Iron Hands Warlord trait. But yeah, lots of people aren't running them at all. Like it's just
well, anything like that anyway. You'd bring on your because you bring on your hand flamer guys as well and start pinning those fucking units.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, exactly.
Like that. No, it's a good combo.
Pave the way. All right, and then the last one is the Bloodied Claw. So once per battle at the start of the player turn, player whose army includes a detachment using this Rite of War may declare a Bloody Claw. Once a Bloody Claw is declared, and until the start of the controlling player's next turn, all models with the Legion Astartes Space Wolf special rules rule in the detachment with this Rite of War gains the following benefit: +1 to the score used to determine the winner of any assault. Okay, pretty cool. Gain the Fleet 2 and Furious Charge 1 special rule. Pretty good. +1 strength, Fleet 2. Pretty good. And then gain the Stubborn special rule, or if they already had the Stubborn special rule, or another special rule that allows them to ignore modifiers to leadership. So Inexorable, for example, are Terminators, or Stubborn on the fucking what are they? Grey Terminator guys.
Yeah, on the Vanguard.
Yeah, Vanguard. Fuck. Then it changes to Fearless instead. Holy shit! So that's another one that's basically like another howl, another type of howl almost. You choose at the start of the turn, so you could you howl, you call your bloody claw at the same time. You gain fleet 2 plus 1 strength. So those strength axes are at strength 6, like you were saying. 2s to wound. If you've got rad grenades in there, you're getting 2s to wound and cancelling feel no pain and doing instant death, which is fucking pretty savage as hell. And so, it's another like all or nothing, right? Just like might as well just like stack it with the howl, or you get two turns of this. First turn you do this, second turn you do the howl. It
goes with the theme of what we've seen so far, which is cut the head off the snake type thing.
Yeah.
Well, there's going to be one part when you're playing against Space Wolves. There's going to be one turn during that game where you need to get ready to weather some serious hurt, and it's going to be there's going to be a turn where you're going to hurt, no matter who you're playing. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
I don't. So Bloody Claw I would take Pale Hunters over Bloody Claw.
Yeah, you reckon Bloody Claw? Yeah, because it gives you the outflanking, gives you a flanking. It depends where you want to do that. I think Bloody Claw is probably better if you're doing a Land Raider roll up, right? Because you just roll up in your Land Raiders, jump out, do your Bloody Claw, and then you're getting you're getting a more a better charge. Like you're getting a more secure charge, I guess you could say. But then
you're getting 6-inch move. You're going to get the 6-inch move, followed by the 7-inch disembark, plus the run, which is going to be at movement is going to be initiative 6, and you can still charge with +2. Yeah, that is okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. So that'll be actually really good for a So say I was going to run double Spartans and put 2 squads of 20 Greystalkers in Spartans, run that.
Yeah.
With Howl of the Morkai. And just do that. Use that as a Howl of the Morkai combo.
The way I see it, the way I see that Pale Hunters thing as being like a big ambush. On turn 2, you know it's going to go off. Whereas the Bloody Claw, you don't necessarily have to fuck. Like, I think using Spartans as drive across the table assault tanks, I don't think that's strong now due to just how there's no fucking armored ceramite and Melter will just destroy you. You'll get surrounded. You got Melter bombs. You'll just get fucking vaporized.
I haven't had the issue yet.
But like playing the standoff game, like imagine you just sit there and you just fire off all your Gravis las cannons over and over and over into the enemy, kill all the tanks, just start shooting their guys, and then on turn 3 or 4, then you do the big counter surge, and that's where you just drive in and because you spend the first turn just annihilating their anti. Yeah, because if flare shielded Spartan just sitting there, because the strength of the flare shield is. Just las cannons are only glancing on 6s, so you sit there, you absorb those hits, blah blah blah, and then 2 or 3 turns of just pouring on the fire, and then you've also got dreads or whatever, and then you call that thing on like turn 3 or 4, and there's just no fucking hope because you've already like just devastated.
You save your Howl of the Morkai with it too, so you're getting your +2 strength on that charge as well.
Yeah, exactly. You can howl as well. That's the way I see it. Cool. One of them's just sort of like sit there, shoot the fuck out of them, then just like do a counter, and then the Pale Hunters I see as just like you're saying, like the just full on decapitation strike style thing, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, love it. Well, I think I'll try every single one of these.
Yeah, no. In terms of just the basic rights, you've been running Pride just because you've got fucking shitloads of Terminators, right? And it's fun. Yep. That's the same reason I did it, because I just wanted to have Tammies.
And having Terminators that get +1 weapon skill on the charge, and also getting all the other Space Wolf bonuses, really good.
It's so huge, yeah.
Howl the Morkai, even the Howl the Morkai goes good with it, because you got your Terminators striking at strength. Some of them are striking at strength 9 with Thunderhammers.
Yeah, 100%. Just amazing fucking list. Like the more you read, the more and because there's all those different characters as well. You've got the three different consoles plus the Jarl upgrade, and then he stacks with the skirmish. You might not need skirmish if you're doing vehicle rush, but there's lots and lots of little pieces to put together.
That's it.
So I think like we've seen the sort of like the really obvious like sort of Russ with Terminators style of play, but I think like there's a lot more to come from Space Wolves as people sort of like fucking figure out like really super fiendish tactics, especially like that the outflank thing is so fucking crazy. Like it's a really good counter to like drop assault and shit like that, because you just they might be drop assault. Like, what are they going to drop assault if the bulk of your army is just like ripping into the middle of their shit? Then like, especially if you've got like second turn, so they bring on their drop pods in your deployment or whatever, and you're like, oh well, and then you just fucking like, I'm just gonna destroy your army, and then the other shit that you've deployed in your army as well as space wolves as well. So you know they've all got fucking counter attack and everything like that. Even your heavy weapons teams, that you've got a ton of fucking like really savage options there. Very good, Randy. Fucking excellent episode, I think. I think this has been a good one. Like, I think like we've powered through it as well.
Yeah, we do that, me and you, whenever we do something.
Yeah. Like, I remember, like, last when had you on, you came around and we recorded, and I was just like, it was like 3 hours or something, and I was like, holy shit, that's 3 hours, and you were like, what? And we were like, yeah, man, we fucking hammered it.
That was when me and you did the we reviewed the custodes.
Yeah. Yeah, good times. Yeah, and Libra Astarte is about to come out. So at time of recording, this is the 1st of November. So I think next week it's up for pre-order, and then the week after that it'll be delivered, right? The book?
Correct, yep.
So only 2 weeks out. Have you got any predictions? What are your predictions for custodes?
Look, honestly, I think they're going to be very much the same, and they're going to tweak. I reckon they're going to be very similar to how they functioned in 1.0. However, there's going to be tweaks that are going to give them some unique little twists and turns, similar to what the legions get. Like your surprise cockfag stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. So surprise I think it'll be the same thing. I think they're going to be strong still. However, I think it's going to. The legions are stronger now anyway, you know, having the 2 wounds on your Terminators and things like that. So I think they'll be the same, and in doing so, they'll still be awesome, but they'll be a little less strong because they'll be a little bit balanced out. But then their little tricks of the trade stuff, so their things like their reactions and stuff like that, and their special rules will bring them up again. And I think they'll be still the elite fighting force, low model count. But still very, very similar to what they were before.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see, because their vehicle, they've got a lot of like really strong ranged shooting, like at least in last edition, but a lot of that shit's on those grav tanks. The dreadnoughts have them though. Like, there's a few fucking really psycho weapons that the dreadnoughts can take, especially the Telemon. So if that whatever that fucking gun is that it's got, the like super prestige autocannon thing.
The Arachnus cannon?
No, not the Arachnus Blaze cannon. There's the other thing, you know, the shit. I'd have to Google to see what it is. I don't even know.
I've got it here. Give me a sec. I've got it right here. It's the
Iliastus
assault cannon?
Nah, there's another thing.
So you got the
Accelerator Culverin or something?
Arachnus Storm Cannon?
Yeah, keep going. There's something else.
Arachnus Storm Talon. Oh, the Elastius Accelerator Culverin.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Well, so what's that? What are the stats for that from the old edition?
Oh man, I can't remember.
Oh, you don't know? Oh, yeah. Oh, it doesn't matter. I thought you were reading the stat line. But yeah, so that thing is really fucking good. So if a Telemon can still take that, and it's really fucking good, and presumably it'll be able to do reactions. Ooh-wee. Like, fucking, you're not going to want to shoot at that motherfucker, right? Because, like, you just get rain death on. They don't really have anything. It's going to be interesting to see how they write the rules. I'm really looking forward to sort of pouring through the rules, because it's going to be interesting to see if they have anything that can match, like, just a 10-man las cannon team for firepower. Because I think a 10-man las cannon team will just be able to like chew up their dreadnoughts, and I think their dreadnoughts will be pretty expensive. You probably won't be able to instant kill basic custodes, but they're mostly close combat guys. It's going to be interesting to see how their reactions work. So much.
You know what's going to be interesting? Look, man, honestly, I'm really excited to see what they do with the Sagittarian Guard. You know, the bolted ones. Yeah. I think that'll be some really serious hard-hitting shooting coming from them.
Yeah. Oh, man. I'd love a way, even if they keep them heavy support, I'd love a way to be able to take them as troops. Because, like...
I hope they may do that. I don't know.
Really don't think they're as... I don't think they're as strong as like the close combat units. So being able to take them as troops, that'd be so sick. Just fucking lines of dudes just firing off. All right,
man, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. I can't wait to get that book, dude, and just curl up in bed on a nice rainy day, hopefully, and then just like sit there and read. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wake up that morning. I'm gonna download it on my iPad. Oh no, I need to get coffee into the equation somehow. I want to go back to bed. I'm going to go out, get coffee, download it on my iPad, come back, get back into bed, drink my coffee and read it. Yeah, there we go.
Yep, let's do it. And then we'll do a review. We'll do another review.
Yeah. Looks like there's a whole bunch of lists. I've got, so you're going to do Custodes. I've got Tom Sargent lined up to do Solar Arcs. I need to find a Sisters player, do the Sisters.
Yep.
But yeah, we'll see. I might actually do that because I'm really excited about it. Like the Custodes and stuff, like the Talons of the Emperor's Household shit. That's like some of my favorite stuff. Like Master of Mankind's my favorite book just because you actually get to see all that shit happening. Like all the, they're just like, oh yeah, the real world war. Like that's fucking so boring. It's all about the webway, bro. Like we lost 9,000 in the webway. That stuff's really exciting. So we might have to do some extra episodes on top of the weekly Warmonger just to cover them because I'm way more excited about that than.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we
Mechanicum,
book drop? Sure. We'll have a game. I'll play Custodes. You play your Iron Hands.
Yeah.
Then then after that game we'll do the review of the Custodes, and then that way we can talk about it with a bit more know of as to what's going on with them.
Yeah. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want, we can do that in the November event.
Yeah, I'm down with it.
End of the month? Yeah. All right, we'll line it up. Okay, awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks so much, Randy. Awesome, dude.
Anytime, brother.
Go follow Meat-Based Monster on Instagram, and you can see pictures of Gladiator as well. Have you got pics of Gladiator up there, right?
Yeah, the Gladiator's up. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Gladiator. I'm just calling your card Gladiator as if that's his name, not just the Gladiator. His name's Gladiator.
We should just call him Russell. Russell Crowe.
Rusty the Gladiator.
The Crow.
Yeah, the Crow. All right, awesome. See you guys. Fully Painted is for closers.